freshman from Plum, Pennsylvania, kicking off for the West Virginia Mountaineers. And that is JoJo Walker, back deep to receive for the Maryland Terrapins. Sunny, mid-80s. It's hot. Let's go. Let's play some football. 5 yards deep. Walker will not come out. And that's where Maryland will take it over 1st and 10. We'll bring the Terrapins out at quarterback, of course, Sam Hollenbach. Hollenbach, a junior from Sellersville, Pennsylvania, coming off a career-high 288 yards in the air, 18 of 28 against Clemson. He's thrown for 500 yards so far with 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He'll come out first off for the Maryland Terrapins this afternoon, starting at their own 20-yard line in their home red. West Virginia in the road white with blue pants and gold trim. Out of the shotgun, Hollenbach. Pitch to the corner, it's to Walker. Breaks the tackle and is knocked out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Let's take a look at our Chevy starting lineups now offensively. For the Maryland Terrapins, coming out of the gun, Vernon Davis is a great tight end. 6 catches against Clemson. Ricardo Dickerson, Mario Merrills, also JoJo Walker and Drew Weatherly. We'll also see possibly Derek Fenner this afternoon. Up front, Derek Miller used to be the tight end, but when Stephon Heyer went down, he moved in at left tackle. That's a key position with Woods, McDonald, Crummey, and Nixon. Not an awful lot of experience. 2nd down at about 5. Merrills tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he's brought down quickly. Let's take a look at West Virginia's defense now as we continue with our Chevy starters. It's a 3-3-5 stack. Ernest Hunter, man in the middle against Syracuse, had 4 tackles on opening day with Craig Wilson and Kellen Dykes. Jay Henry is the leading tackler on the defensive unit with Jeff Noshel and Kevin McLee. And the back 5, led by Mike Lorello, has more starts than anybody. 28 starts for West Virginia, along with Mims, Adai, Wicks, and Lewis. They're a good group up back for West Virginia. On 3rd down now and 5, Hollenbach. Back to pass, Wicks rushing, pass complete. And it is going to be close to the 1st down, but just short.
Take it short, yeah, you're right. Good call.
The catch made by Good. That is Jason Good, but he stepped out of bounds, Doc, just before the yard marker. It's going to be close enough for a measure. And that has got Ralph Friedgen really upset.
Well, he was upset a week ago against the Clemson Tigers on a 1st and goal, or 3rd and goal rather, and they weren't able to convert. And this time you say, well, did the ball take him out, or did the receiver not gauge his route properly? And that's on the receiver. I mean, you got to know where you are, and if you get it, you got to hit those brakes and go upfield.
We are shielded from the measurement here. They are short. It brings up 4th down. And the punting unit is on for the Maryland Terrapins. A little early to take a chance here. John Smith and the crew working the game are all Big East officials. This is one of 3 Big East ACC interconference matchups today. The others, Virginia-Syracuse, and tonight, Connecticut at Georgia Tech. Adam Podlesh, who is one of the top punters in the country, #1 in the ACC. That's his career. This year he's hitting them at a 48-yard average and is one of the best positional kickers around.
That's harder for your offensive line. That tells your offensive line that they got to get to work. They have got to get to work and give your coach confidence and your fullbacks and running backs that you can go for that down the road. This is a young football team from Terrapins.
Anthony Mims is back to receive for West Virginia. Ball just shy of the 30-yard line for Adam Podlesh. Goal line drive kick. Returnable by Mims.
There's a holding. It's coming back.
And Mims gets up over the 35-yard line, but 2 flags, as Doc said, on the play. One at the 32 and the other further upfield at the 48. And this will put West Virginia in a little bit of a hole to start. We'll see what the penalty is all about, where they mark it off as John Smith and his crew take charge here.
Steve, it's the value of good release men.
And as you said, it's a hold. And this will back it off to the 22-yard line from where it stands right now.
It really makes Friedgen's decision to kick even better.
Exactly.
Because you get this tagged on because your release guy was good.
Holding #4 of the return team. 10 yards assessed from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
There's the call. They'll start at the 22-yard line. Ralph Friedgen's team now goes to the defensive side as we'll see West Virginia for the first time this afternoon. They'll start from their own 21-yard line, and under the controls of a dual-headed quarterback package is that man, Adam Bednarik. And if the name sounds familiar, it should. He's the second cousin to one of the great all-timers, a two-way football player who's a Hall of Famer, Chuck Bednarik. Of course, Chuck has
blood and guts.
That's right. As the best defensive player in the year gets the Chuck Bednarik trophy. Long setback. That is Pernell Williams. He gets the call on 1st and 10. And he is brought down after a little gain. Let's take a look at the West Virginia offense right now. The starters, Brandon Miles is the leading receiver for the Mountaineers. Pernell Williams, Owen Schmidt, Vaughn Rivers, Josh Bailey is the tight end. Up front, Dan Moses, first team All-Big East last year. He's playing at center today, but also can go at left guard with Garrett, Bradshaw, Sheffy, and Justice. Second down and about 9. Ball out to the 22. Schmidt and Williams a setback. This is Williams. Not much option screen here as it goes up to the 24-yard line. He's brought down after about a 2-yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd down. And we've got a penalty on the play.
Prior to the snap, full start, 69 offense. Back up penalty, remains second down.
So it's second down and about 14 now as we take a look at Maryland's defense. Up front, Conrad Bolston, joined by Jeremy Navarre, Jack Griffin, and Jermaine Lemons. The linebacker core, great one. DeQuell Jackson, William Kershaw, David Holloway. These are 3 monsters in the middle. Josh Wilson, the most experienced out of a young secondary that features Milton Harris, Christian Varner, and the fastest man on the team, Garrett McPherson. Second down.
McPherson will hit you, too.
Yes,
that's
he will.
Good. I mean, this kid has a big future. All he's got to do is step up and be consistent.
2 penalties now already on West Virginia, one on the return. Bednarik checking over the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 14. Bednarik, here comes a deep handoff. Williams, and there's not much there. Gets out over the 20 to the 25-yard line. It's a gain on the play of about 6, but it's going to bring up 3rd and long.
It's their best running play of the ball game. They were able to get some movement, real strong at the point of attack. Maryland, to this point, had been able to capture the line of scrimmage. David Holloway on the first play of the game was able to give you some flashbacks of what Maryland played like a year ago with Sean Merriman.
3rd down and 6. Passing situation coming up for West Virginia. Bednarik out of the shotgun. The toss to Williams. We got a flag down on the play. He's got the first down. Tackled on the play by Milton Harris, but this one could be coming back. There's a flag down on the 24 down.
It looked like Holloway may have jumped the ball, and for any guy with his hand down, his job is to watch the football and not move until it moves.
Offsides, 50-point defense. That penalty has been declined. Result of the play, first down.
You are absolutely correct. Which happens about 99.9% of the time.
Well, as long as I'm not home. The comforts of the booth. But again, that was really a nemesis for Maryland a week ago against Clemson. Playing smart.
They had a key penalty on a drive that gave Clemson the ball and a chance to score 10 points in the 4th quarter. Pernell Williams has been the back of the day so far. He's carried, and this is up to the 38, maybe the 39-yard line. It's a gain on the play of about 4 yards.
I like West Virginia's offense. I like Coach Rodriguez's approach to the offensive side of the ball. He spreads you out, but they're still tough guys, and their goal is to hit you right in your mouth and push the pile. It's
a no-huddle offense, and they will spread you out. They'll spread you out to run. First pass of the day complete. Out to Miles, but having none of it was Josh Wilson. Great play by Wilson. He came off a block to knock down Brandon Miles.
Boy, Travis Garrett came out, do a bolo block on the side. Now you watch it, big guy's going to be some contact right there. And that's a big-time block going after a skill guy. But Maryland has been stout. Josh Wilson kept a good outside shoulder free, was able to move up. And I'm sure that Coach Blakely's impressed with that because coaches like when guys do exactly what they ask them to do in the film room.
It always works.
Yeah, it always works better that way. But it's tough on the field.
Well, it's a play, Doc, that had the potential for a lot more.
Really
Only picked up 2. Third down again, and 3. Second third down conversion of the day. Podlash fumbles the football. There's a flag down on the play, and another one goes in. A lot to sort out for this Big East crew. As the ball fell out of Bednarik's hands, he is short of the first down by either stroke. Let's see what the penalty flags and the possession. The possession to West Virginia.
There's holding, then there's wrestling. And this might go to the category of wrestling. Maryland's defensive line is the difference so far.
Face mask against Maryland, and a huge defensive penalty against the Terps, who had that play solved. For the second time today.
Face mask, 95 defense, 15 yards from the end of the run, automatic first down.
Well, let's see if we can see this. Center of your screen, Bolston with the bull rush. And let's see. Yeah, grabs Bednarik's face mask. Boy, that indicates a great rush, and they would have had a holding penalty on it.
And possibly even the football. Yeah. First and 10 from the Maryland 45. And straight ahead, it goes to Jason Gwaltney, I believe.
See how they pushed the pile, though? That's what I was talking about. West Virginia's interior, they were able to push the pile.
Oregon State leading Louisville on our Hummer scoreboard. Michigan over Eastern Michigan 7-0. They're in the first. Syracuse leading Virginia, one of 7 ACC teams in the top 25 this week. Second down and about 2 after an 8-yard gain, and we've got all kinds of movement on West Virginia. Matter of fact, sprinting downfield was Jeremy Bruce, a full second ahead of the count.
Yeah, if you're going to be offside, you might as well be way offside. Look at the field position and where West Virginia started and how they've been able to overcome a negative play and just keep their composure. And now they're way in the Maryland territory.
So Maryland decline. Third down. Bednarik to throw the little flare. This is Rivers. He's caught in the backfield and makes maybe a yard out to the Maryland 37-yard line. Trey Covington on the tackle. And let's head to the sidelines and Mike Hogwood.
You've talked about Josh Wilson in this drive, number 4 for Maryland. He comes from a great football dad, Tim Wilson, who graduated here in '76. Tim Wilson, best known as the fullback, who played alongside Earl Campbell in the NFL. He passed away a few years ago. But Josh Wilson playing at his dad's alma mater.
Fourth down. Here comes the pooch punt from Adam Bednarik. 4th time he's done it this year, and he's kicked the beauty down by West Virginia at the 1-yard line. That's his 4th time that he's done this, Doc, this season, and that may be his best.
Well, that's good. And Brandon Miles, wide receiver, showed you how important special teams are.
Timeout on the field. Maryland gets the ball. They're 99 yards away from pay dirt. We've got no score here in College Park. We are back in steamy College Park, Maryland. Welcome to Citgo's ACC football. West Virginia from the Big East playing Maryland. No score. 8:51 in the first. Ball nestled at the 3-yard line now. And Sam Hollenbach in the shadow of his own goalpost. First and 10, a handoff to Merrill. Mario Merrills. And he gets out to about the 4-yard line, a gain of about 1 coming up on the tackle for West Virginia.
Crummy knocked his headgear off on that play.
That's some hard hitting. You talked about
some head knocking. Well, both teams.
Physical.
Yeah.
This has been a physical series over the last couple of games. Second down. About 8. Give him credit for 2. Derek Fenner in the game. He sat out last week with a concussion. Senior, 5th-year senior wide receiver. He's to the bottom of the screen. Looking his way. The pass to the flats is incomplete to Jason Good. And that'll bring up 3rd down.
Just a bit off sync. And you can't really tell from our vantage point. whether the back's supposed to get a little wider. Clearly, pressure was not what Sam Hollenbach intended. That's not, but West Virginia was able to get a guy in his face. Maryland has yet to get that one big play that every offense needs to start a ball game.
Maryland, 5 plays, 11 yards so far. Not blessed with great field position here at their own 4-yard line.
I'd sure think about getting that ball to Vernon Davis, number 18.
Flag thrown on the play. Let's see the progress of the play clock here. This is the Big East crew working this game today. John Smith is the crew chief.
Timeout. Charge to Maryland, first of the half.
So, timeout for the Maryland Terrapins. Timeout for the Terrapins to talk this over on 3rd down and 8 from their own 4-yard line. And we'll be back after this word from your local stations. No score, big 3rd down coming here for the Maryland Terrapins in their own territory. 3rd and 8 from their 4. Maryland has failed on their first 3rd down conversion thus far, and they've only hit 27% of them in the first 2 games. Out of the shotgun, Hollenbach. His pass to the flat is complete. It's to Derek Fenner, and he's got the first down at the 14-yard line. Now there's finding the yard mark.
Yeah, and that's that one big play I referenced to that every offense needs to get itself on track, get it going. I mean, the desire is always there, but you got to follow with execution. Watch the route, comes out of the break, ball's in flight. Good catch with the hands. He knew exactly where he was, got the feet in. First down for the Terrapins.
Fenner caught a pair against Navy, sat out last week. There's his career, 5 career touchdowns out of Hampton, Virginia, 5th-year senior. Already has 1 degree in criminology. Back to Hollenbach. Pass complete for Vernon Davis, his tight end, and Maryland's moving the ball through the air to the 35-yard line. Gain on the play of 21. The other a die on the tackle.
Steve, the other ingredient every offense needs is a big play guy. And you see Vernon Davis here. He's coming across, has his eyes on the ball, sucks it in, and give West Virginia some credit because they were smart enough to have 2 guys on him and a guy trailing because this guy is dangerous after the catch.
Yes, he is. Ralph Regent said, sometimes I wish he'd try to kind of give it up once he gets the ball. I don't want him up there getting killed. Narrows, breaks a big hole, another first down, and he's in West Virginia territory at the 48-yard line. Making the tackle, Antonio Lewis and company, but deep in the secondary after a 17-yard gain for Maryland.
Boy, and then when you follow a big play, watch the collision right here. Fullback actually hit Vernon Davis right in the back, but that's what you need, a physical play coming right off the tackle. And you see getting the cut block off the nose. That's where you keep those pad square physical football.
Tim Chesa is in at the fullback spot. 1st and 10. Maryland and West Virginia territory at the 49. And off to Mario Mello. Narrows, cuts the corner, and heads for the marker again. He's going to be knocked out of bounds at the West Virginia 41. Again, knocking him out, Antonio Lewis. Another 8-yard gain. Maryland chewing up real estate.
Maryland's offensive line, is young. They're growing. Both these teams are young. So you're trying to get any advantage you can. Chasing the fullback comes off. That time, not bad penetration by the Mountaineers. They couldn't sustain. And Maryland's guys kept churning. And what you want this thing to kind of go downhill as an offense, running down a mountain.
Fenner in the slot to the left. Handoff now to Narrows. Trying to give up on a good thing. He gets the first down. He's at the West Virginia 38-yard line. Craig Wilson inside helped out on the tackle for West Virginia along with Kevin McLeod.
Talked about Derek Miller, and Mike Hogwood mentioned him in the open. Big matchup going against Craig Wilson. And he's not as big as those guys usually play left side. 275. You figure after pregame warm-up, he's about 265. So look to see the tight end on his side a lot, especially with Joey Hanos is in about 260 pounds. Try to bulk up on the left side.
Now Maryland trying to develop some depth at that left tackle after Stephon Heyer suffered a preseason injury. 1st and 10 for the Terrapins. Play action for Hollenbach. Hollenbach down the field as a man out there. Davis, we got a flag down in the Mountaineer secondary at the 15-yard line.
Looks like Smith got caught up with Davis. I'll say one thing. Sam Hollenbach has way too much time if you're a Mountaineers fan. I mean, he's able to pick the first, second guy. They've got to get more pressure on Sam.
Looks like Tom Bratton got through
Pass
to that offensive
interference
line.
against the defense, number 6. 52-yard success on the previous spot. First down.
This is what Vernon Davis brings to an offense. He's a gifted athlete who's had a tremendous offseason. Watch right at the end. And you know what? You tell a guy, hey, if you have to hold him to save 6, then hold him. But the kid runs in around 4'4". He's 253 pounds. And he's just a force to be reckoned with, especially in the secondary.
9th play of the drive. This march started at the 3. Here's Merrills. And he's wrapped up and stopped there by Jeff Noshel. And a nice tackle at the 21-yard line. Very little gain, if any, on the play. Make it 1 down to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, that's an excellent play for Noshel because his defense now needed to stop the bleed and come up and get a good play. Very well blocked at the point of attack by Maryland. And this is what West Virginia has to do now. They've got to compete. They need one of those guys to come up and make a big play. Where Wicks, who's been a big hitter for the Mountaineers, somebody's got to rattle the cage now and get the momentum to swing back to the blue and gold.
See, Wicks is matched up on Vernon Davis in that right slot on 2nd down and 9. Rolling back to the left hand, and the pass goes to Fenner, and it's for a loss of a yard. Back to the 23-yard line. Morty Ivy and also Pat Liebig, the sophomore from Naples, Florida, at backup nose guard, making the tackle that time. As they had that play sniffed out.
Yeah, they've been able to stop the momentum now of the Terrapins. That's what you needed. Somebody to step. Great recognition. See, they saw the underscreen develop, and then you need a wallop. You need somebody to come in there and put a helmet right under the opponent's chin and kind of jarring.
Key 3rd down. Maryland 1 out of 2 in 3rd down plays so far this first quarter. That has 5.5 minutes to run. Their 2nd possession of the afternoon. Hollenbach. We got a whistle. And a penalty flag. It is a delay of game.
Delay of
the
game.
play clock ran out.
Offense number 14. 5-yard penalty.
That's 3 positive plays for the Mountaineers.
That's right.
You know, despite those big plays, that's 3 in a row now.
No gain, loss of 2, penalty.
There you go. And Friedgen, he's hating life.
There's the Hummer scoreboard. Oregon State still with a touchdown lead on Louisville. Michigan now a 2-touchdown lead on Eastern Michigan. And Virginia's tied up their game with Syracuse at the Carrier Dome. 3rd down now and 15. Maryland backed up. Blitz is on. But it's going to be pounced upon by Miller. His arm was going forward, he says.
I don't think the Stripers felt that way.
No, I think they feel that it's going to be Maryland ball, but right there. And that's a loss on the play. About 10
Steve, a lot of times they'll leave the onside blitz to the quarterback side so he can see it. But Sam doesn't seem to see it. I mean, otherwise Coach Taffney would have blocked it. Onside, quarterback can see it. Doesn't pick it up. Boy, that was dangerous. Because it might have gone fumble as opposed to forward pass.
Well, it was ruled a fumble because they're going to bring it down to the 37-yard line.
You see the beanbags drop. Onside rusher, quarterback's guy. He's got to see it, feel it. He didn't.
Well, big call here because it takes him out of field goal range and backs him up to the 37-yard line. It's a timeout on the play. We'll hold it here with 4:44 left in the first as Maryland faces a big decision. But really, I don't think it's that big. To ask Dan Ennis to kick a 54-yard field goal probably doesn't seem reasonable at this point.
You'd like that not to be his first kick of the day. You love a PAT for your kickers to kind of get them in the groove.
And it looked that way. Let's watch this play again.
You watch Sam Hollenbach. He's looking right at the free safety, kept the eyes up, and then totally unaware that he was just about to get smacked. Good call defensively by Coach Castile for the Mountaineers because pressure bursts pipes. And if you want to stop an offense in this momentum, go hit a guy in the face. Go put some pressure on him. And that's exactly what they did.
Wayne Mundell was blitzing from the offside. Also, Mike Lorello actually was the guy who caused the fumble. Lorello was coming in clean. Johnny Dingle was in there as well. Let's watch it again.
See, he's coming in on this side. You're going to watch the path right to the quarterback. Now, we say clean. Looks like Crumley got caught up in the turf. So he was assigned to get him, and that exactly explains why Hollenbach never looked, because you got to trust your people. And Andrew Crumley was assigned the blitz. He didn't get out. and quarterback got smacked as a result.
That's a tackle for loss.
Well, at least you want to know what the play was designed for.
Tackle for loss for Lorello. That's his 27th of his career. The fumble puts Podlesh out on the field as the punter. He'll try to kick West Virginia deep. Next one at an angle. It's going to be outside the 10 and close to the 20-yard line. Oh, even worse than that. It's going to be at the 23-yard line. Tough luck for Adam Podlesh. Net punt of 13 yards, and West Virginia takes over outside the 20-yard line when we come back. No score, Maryland and West Virginia here at College Park. Alltel presents Text to Win ACC Trivia Challenge. Today's question: who was Maryland's former quarterback known as the King of Comebacks? Was it Neil O'Donnell, Boomer Esiason, or Frank Reich? Use your wireless phone to text your answer to short code ACC fan. That's 222-326 or visit jpsports.com. First and 10, West Virginia. Bad snap, going back out of it. Merritt, flag on the play. Will kill the play before it starts. So it'll be a procedure penalty against the Mountaineers, and they've had 3 penalties on their offense alone.
That was a break for him, though. That was a great penalty. If that snap was going to go over his head, then you want to have that movement.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That's one of the few times the coach likes to see the flag.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Like you said.
Well, it's early on. Early on in the season. Bednarik's a good athlete, but that one was just a power snap. He kept his composure, secured it, but that would have been a pretty tough loss.
First and 15. West Virginia backed up out to their own 18-yard line. Maryland drove from their own 3 down to the West Virginia 21. And then came up empty, forced back to the 37 where they punted. Bednarik, 3-step drop going downfield, has Miles, and it's knocked away. Josh Wilson in coverage.
That's excellent coverage by Wilson, but I love the way Miles went after the football. A lot of receivers just accept the fact that the ball's maybe a little too far inside. What Brandon Miles is going to show you is that desire to get to the football.
Second down, 15 to go. Out of the shotgun, high snap again to Bednarik from Moses. He has to sit on it at the 6-yard line. We should tell you that Dan Moses is the center today. He plays some left guard, but today he's playing center. They like what they saw in practice this week. They may rethink that after these last 2 snaps.
There's a difference between practice and the game. And Dan's a heck of a player at guard, but there's a little finesse involved now in that deep snap. Maybe you see him under center as we do now.
Third down and 26, a loss of 12. West Virginia in reverse to their own devices. Handoff inside, it's Gwaltney, and no, that's going to be Williams, and he's going nowhere. No gain on the play. It'll bring up 4th down, and the punting unit will come in.
Well, Maryland has been really aggressive on defense. That time, if you watch 55 right in your screen,
Trey Covington.
Yeah, Covington just beats his guy off the line of scrimmage. When you beat a guy that clean, you're going to create some havoc. That's the one thing that Maryland hadn't done was enough plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage. So far, Coach Blakeney's group has been highly aggressive.
Wilson and Walker in there. Brady to kick it away. Walker backed up to his own 48. Walker takes it down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. And it's going to be a nice return of about 14 yards. And great field position for Maryland on this drive at the West Virginia 38-yard line. It's time to register for the Bell South Kick for $1 Million contest. This year the prize is bigger. One lucky fan will have the chance to win $1 million in an extreme bundle from Bell South. For your chance to win, log on to bellsouthsports.com. 43-yard punt, 14-yard return. And we are back underway, 1st and 10, Maryland at the West Virginia 38. Maryland probed the Mountaineer territory to the 21 last time. Lance Ball is in the backfield, replacing Merrills. He'll get the handoff 1st and 10. And going off the left side, there's not much there. Down to the 36-yard line.
Number 44, Lance Ball.
Tackle by Jeff Noschel.
Derek Gates is left tackle, 330-pound freshman. out of White Plains, Maryland, is in now for the Terrapins. They're going to try to give Derek Miller, a break, especially with the weather today, so he can strong in the fourth quarter. This kid's 6'9", is 330, and they're hoping he can grow into the position, but the only way you grow in is to get out and get reps.
3 wideouts now. Weatherly to the bottom side. Melendez and Walker to the top on 2nd down and 8. Handoff now goes to Keon Lattimore.
That's
Lattimore is stuffed up for a loss on the play. Jay Henry, Jeff Noshel,
Like Dykes.
Mike Lorello.
Boy, this is getting to the action here. And what the Mountaineers do is they capture the line of scrimmage. Boy, there you see those dark helmets all over the place there. They just blew that play up right from the start.
Jay Henry and Jeff Noshel. Henry, leading tackler with 14, a junior from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And that's a loss on the play of about 3. Flex down to the 39-yard line. 3rd down and 12. Out of a shotgun. Hollenbach is there. Has some time and overthrows Weatherly. Downfield and ran him at the 20-yard line.
Well, that was not the time to have a misconnect between receiver quarterback. And you look at that defense push West Virginia all the way back. They had miserable field position. They punt their way out, and their defense comes in. And you talk about man up. The Mountaineers there, they stuck in the mud and were able to fight their way out. That was an awful possession for Maryland and great for the Mountaineers.
They held Maryland to -2 on the possession. To prove your point, here comes the kick by Podlesh. This went straight down the field, and this is going to be an excellent punt to the 2. A 38-yard punt. There's no return. And the West Virginia Mountaineers will have it back up to their own 2-yard line. Closed captioning for today's telecast provided by S&K, America's men's store.
Great special teams play in this ball game. Punting, coverage, outstanding release guys on both sides of the line, and this is really, especially if you love the game and you love the intricacies of the game, then you like this. Now, in terms of offense, we haven't seen much at all. A couple of big plays, and nobody's opportunistic. Nobody's ready to cash in.
Dan Moses is still there at center. Adam Bednarik's under center. Hand off now. First man through is assassinated by DeQuell Jackson. That is Pernell Williams looking for somebody to hand the ball to after. Jackson, the leading tackler, with 34 tackles in the first 2 games.
Boy, the human hit machine right there in the middle. You watch him. He's going to get to the action, and he knows what to do. Boy, that's textbooks. Textbook, helmet right under the chin. A little rise and shine on that one, brother.
Miles is split wide out to the right side. On 2nd down and 9. Gain of 1 on the play, and West Virginia wants a timeout. The Mountaineers want to talk things over here with 48 seconds left to go in the first quarter, as they look to get this 2nd down play away. Let's head to the sidelines and Mike Hogwood.
Well, it's been a frustrating quarter so far for West Virginia. Rich Rodriguez, after they came out the field, went over and talked to the entire offense and said, guys, it's not about our play out there. It's about us relaxing. He said, you guys have got to relax. This is a big game. We talked about it. It's a rival game. Right now, a lot of these players who haven't started in a game like this before are really tense. They need to relax just a little bit. And by the way, Moses, he must have practiced that snap 20 times over here on the sidelines before going back out on offense.
Thank you, Mike. The announcers for this game, by the way, are selected and compensated by Jefferson Pilot Sports. This broadcast is a copyright presentation, and any use of it without the express permission of the Atlantic Coast Conference and Jefferson Pilot Sports is prohibited. Well, you can bet Dan Moses knows what this rivalry is all about. It is not a conference rivalry, but it is something that's been a constant on both teams' schedules since 1980.
Better believe it.
Maryland has won 4 of the last 5, but West Virginia had the last laugh in overtime in Morgantown a year ago. 2nd down and a long 9. Ball at the 4. Williams gets the call off the right side. Not much there. You know one thing, Doc, we have not seen West Virginia go to their true option. Their quarterbacks, who both were their leading rushers so far, we've only seen one, and two, they haven't taken the ball at all.
Now, Steve, they've had horrible field position. They just haven't been where I think they'd like to get, where they can run their offense. But I'll say what, this Boston for Maryland, this kid has been digging in the trenches. Maryland's defensive line has been the best I've seen this year.
West Virginia 1 out of 4 on first down. They typically are 12 of 33 on the year, 36%. We got a flag down on the play. Now let's see what the call is here.
Prior to the snap, full start offense, number 70. Half the distance to the goal remains third down.
That's the 4th penalty on the offense alone. The defense has 1, but the offense has 4 penalties on it so far.
Yeah, it's been ugly on both sides of the ball. But, the bottom line is that if you're the road team and you're not trailing, you're doing all right by my standards.
That's right.
Maryland can have all the people here in red you want, but you got to put some points on the board. And so far, the Mountaineers are hanging in there.
Third down. Ball backed up to the 2-yard line, and now we've got a whistle. And that's the end of the first quarter. So 1 quarter down, no points either side, as the Maryland Terrapins and the West Virginia Mountaineers in the 44th renewal of this rivalry of border schools go at it in our Citgo ACC Game of the Week. No score from College Park after 1. In College Park, ACC football from Citgo and Jefferson Pilot Sports. No score, West Virginia and Maryland. West Virginia, 3rd down and 10 from their own 3-yard line. It's been a game of field position. Bednarik trying to change that. Has Miles complete. He dropped it out of bounds, but it is complete, and it's a big gainer for the Mountaineers as they push the ball to midfield. A 48-yard hookup. Josh Wilson pushed him out of bounds.
But timing is everything. And this offensively, we hadn't seen much. Nice route, kept it tight. Ball is absolutely perfect. Good throw and catch for the Mountaineers.
Big size advantage for Miles at 6'3" over Josh Wilson at 5'10". 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers.
Miles is a player.
Yes, he is. Leading receiver for West Virginia. Hand off Pernell Williams. And Williams wrapped up by Trey Covington, who's been in on a bunch of tackles for Maryland here early on. A gain of about 3. It takes it down to the Maryland 46-yard line. Let's take a look at our first quarter stats so far in this game. The Maryland Terrapins getting a better measure of it. Average yards per play, 3.6. Put the time of possession to the Mountaineers, but not working out of field position.
No, not at all. Maryland really blew an opportunity with great field position. So far the years are showing some guts.
Pernell Williams now moving the ball for West Virginia. He's close to another Mountaineer first down. DeQuell Jackson brings him down at the 40-yard line.
Very effective run. Maybe their best on the ground. I mean, Maryland has been stingy, giving up the running attack. But West Virginia is a rhythm offense, and they've yet to really get into a good flow. But that big play, that could be it. The spark that lights it.
A 48-yard reception by Brandon Miles. As West Virginia operating in their best field position of the day. Handoff first man through. That's the fullback Schmidt. And he bulls his way inside the 30-yard line down to the 27. A 13-yard gain. Strong safety Milton Harris has to make the tackle.
245 yards, man on man. And Maryland really just overruns it. They had guys in the spot. Now watch this. That's what I like, buddy. Dragging guys in the process.
Owen Schmidt, 245-pound sophomore from Fairfax, Virginia. 1st and 10. Handoff goes to Williams. He rolls out a run tackle from Bolston, and then it is brought down after about a yard gain. Jefferson in on the tackle, as well as number 68, Carlos Feliciano.
Bolston has played well. But West Virginia now starting to get in that rhythm, getting a couple of good plays. And this gives, Coach McGee on offense a chance to diversify his play calling, open a few things up, and try to pop one.
Bednarik has gone all the way so far today. 18 series he started for West Virginia. Pat White has started 10. Quarterback Keith. That's the first option-type play we've seen of that sort today, and it takes the ball down to the 21-yard line. It is a gain of 6 for Bednarik, who is West Virginia's second leading ground gainer so far this season. Wesley Jefferson on the tackle.
That option, it makes you think about some things. Freeze the linebacker. There you see DeQuell Jackson kind of gets overrun by it, and then they wash him out of it. And it's a good forward drive for the Mountaineers, who are slowly but surely easing their way to pay dirt.
3rd down, 3. West Virginia threatening the red zone. Out of a shotgun, Bednarik. There's the option for the quarterback to keep. He needs the 18 for the first down, and he's pretty doggone close to it. Matter of fact, he's got it at the 17-yard line. Driven out of bounds.
Steve, he made a great decision not to throw it, that he could get it on his own. There you watch the read. That freezes the linebackers under a little pressure. Now watch him here at the end. How competitive are you? This kid's loaded with adrenaline. He made it right to the line, and we've watched him do this on film. He's not shy. Doesn't get a lot of credit for running like Pat White, but can run the football.
Didn't come in here with that reputation of running, really. Colson and Williams, double setbacks. They're the protection for Bednarik, who runs left side. Bednarik at the 10. Bednarik knocked out of bounds at the 9-yard line. It's a pickup on the play of 8.
Strong. That is strong. When your quarterback starts stiff-arming defensive ends, buddy, you can win with that.
Here's West Virginia's problem. They've had the ball 9 times in the red zone and only scored 4. 3 touchdowns and 1 field goal. They've had 2 fumbles. And that's our call to recycle red zone.
And Maryland would like them to continue with that trend.
This is 2nd and 2, 2nd and 1. Awfully hard to defend that. Bednarik has Colson behind him. Colson gained off, brought down by Covington. He is close to the first down, but maybe about a yard short. Good penetration by the guy you've cited so far today, Doc. That's Bolston.
Well, Bolston, you can just tell sometimes when a guy is on, he's going to have that kind of game. And so far, Bolston has been very active. This is the best drive the Mountaineers have been able to put together, and it all started with Miles. Big play with Bednarik to Miles.
Bednarik 3 out of 4 and 52 yards, and now you see Rich Rodriguez wants a timeout. This is a critical play. 3rd down, less than a yard. They are at the Maryland 7. It's the deepest penetration by either team in the other's territory this afternoon. And Rich Rodriguez, given the struggles that West Virginia has had in the red zone, they want to make sure they get this one right.
Nothing wrong with that. I know coaches are. You want to make sure that the kid does exactly what you want him to do to put your team in the best position to score.
4 out of 7 on 3rd down. They've made their last 3. They got a big one coming when we come back to College Park. No score, but Maryland is on the defense. West Virginia threatening. 3rd down and less than a yard. They're at the Maryland 8. Schmidt and Gwaltney, the setbacks. This is Gwaltney. He's got the first down. And he's inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. So West Virginia gets a fresh set of downs inside the 5 and a chance to get today's first score.
No, Gwaltney put that 240 pounds to work. No messing around. Hit the hole, expect contact, and lean forward. And that's exactly what he did. Strong run for a freshman.
1st and goal. West Virginia's converted 5 of 8 3rd down conversions this afternoon. They're knocking on the door. Bednarik to keep. Bednarik shot down at the 1-yard line. Looked like he had the surge. Jefferson is there. Also, Conrad Bolston getting back up off the pile. Here's how Maryland defends the red zone. 6 times they've had to defend down here. They've allowed scores on 5 occasions, all of them touchdowns. And that's a look at the red zone. Visit calltherecycle.org to find the battery and cell phone collection sites nearest you. 2nd down and goal. Ball situated between the 2 and the 1-yard line. Jallow is split wide out to the right side. Bednarik checking up at the line. Gwaltney's his setback. He gets the toss. He is close. I think he was denied. Second effort may push him over, but they're going to knock him down at the 1.
Low man wins. If you watch Maryland's defensive linemen, I mean, these guys are about as low as you can get. Then can you get penetration? And they do. Lead linebacker comes in. There you see the All-American DeQuell Jackson who's in there. And now it's all about will. Who's got the will to go in here and fight?
Now you got to summon the will to do it again. 3rd and goal.
And again. And again.
Two down territory here, and a timeout called by West Virginia one more time. Again, they are out of timeouts with 9:42 left to go in this first half. Once more, Rich Rodriguez wants to make sure his team gets it right. They have an excellent opportunity, one that neither side has had thus far this afternoon.
But from where this drive started, they've come a mighty long way. And you want to cash in, and you don't want to have to settle for 3. You want to try to break the Turtles' back at this point, and they're right on the doorstep.
Well, 14th play of a drive that started at their own 3-yard line.
Let's play some football.
Well, it didn't take them long. The new album from Brooks and Dunn called Hillbilly Deluxe reached #1 on the country charts after 2 weeks of sales. This follows last week's news that their hit single, Play Something Country, that they've adopted for us as Let's Play Some Football, hit #1. And that makes number 23. That's the 23rd #1 singles for country music's most successful duo. Hillbilly Deluxe also hit number 3 on the pop charts, highest pop debut for either of the two. And we've got everybody wants to be a part of the action today. Even Batman is here.
Well, we're playing some football, brother. I can guarantee you that.
14th play of this drive. West Virginia's used some 6.5 minutes. They've driven 96 yards, 13 runs, 1 big pass, a 48-yard connection to Brandon Miles that pushed this drive along nicely. Waltney the setback behind Owen Schmidt, the fullback. Bednarik at quarterback. Double tight end set. Hand off, Waltney, he's over. Touchdown. West Virginia draws first blood.
Well, you talk about break the plane. And DeQuell Jackson was trying to break his skull. Head to head. He does break the plane. Tell you what, Waltney, you got to like this freshman. 240-pounder went airborne. Decent push. And the Mountaineers rattling the scoreboard.
Pat McAfee on to kick the extra point. Ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. West Virginia marches 14 plays, 97 yards, and Clint Waltney takes it in. Back after this word from your local station. ACC football brought to you in part by Alltel. The West Virginia Mountaineers strike pay dirt. That's Jason Gwaltney, a true freshman from North Babylon, New York, and for the second straight week, he scores. He scored against Wofford a week ago. 1-yard rush, capped a 15-play march of 97 yards. The key play, a 48-yard pass hook up, the only pass in the drive from Chuck Bednarik to Brandon Miles. McAfee's kick is a squibber. Walker at the 7. Fake reverse defender.
Look out.
Here comes Walker up the center of the field. The kicker's turned again, and he's brought down at the 36-yard line. No flags on the play, and what a boost in momentum for the Maryland Terrapins. A 57-yard return from JoJo Walker.
Well, the design helped a great deal. All you have to do is move a couple of people out of position, but this is all speed. And Walker's rolling here. Makes a little bit of mistake when you stop, because then you let the pack catch you. But it's exactly what the Terrapins needed. Field position.
Fenner split wide out to the right, Melendez to the left. Handoff now goes to, that is Lance Ball, sophomore from Teaneck, New Jersey. It's coming right at you with JoJo Walker.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he can run. And at this point, I thought he might take it to the house.
One of the leading return men in the country. He has 23.7 average coming in. That'll be pushed up considerably with that 57-yard return. Second down coming now.
I like what the Mountaineers did on that first run because they stuffed it. You want to come in, and especially when you got points on the board.
Hollenbach out of first down. Here comes the option. Sam Hollenbach. And Hollenbach inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. Ralph Friedgen and Charlie Taft, the offensive coordinator, said Hollenbach has excellent speed, better speed than maybe he even realized.
Yeah, 220, runs 4.7. Well, when your quarterback can run, it just helps the offense. It loosens things up. But ultimately, it's going to come down to Merrill's, Ball, and Lattimore. This running game for Maryland, you know, has got to take over their offense in order for them to really be a good offensive team.
Third down now and 2. Hand off the ball, and there's not much there. McClee comes in. Excellent penetration by Kevin McClee, the junior out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania. ACC football is brought to you in part by Toyota. And once again, Ralph Friedgen is faced with a key 4th down decision. 4th down, about 1.5 yards to go. Make it 2, but a very short 2. Quarterback still in there. They're not even thinking of kicking.
And when you think of the last couple of runs have not been good, the Mountaineers have controlled the line of scrimmage.
Dickerson, the fullback. The setback is Lance Ball. Hollenbach calls his own option, but second effort is not going to be there. Jay Noshel had excellent penetration on the play for West Virginia.
Noshel blew him up. I mean, that's what you want to do on the defensive side. You want to control the line of scrimmage and go in with reckless abandonment and blow the play up. Not going to be blocked. You're not going to cut block a real good player. He goes up and over and just takes the heart away of the Maryland offense.
Yeah, for Ralph Friedgen, nothing could be more disappointing. The last 2 times, Doc, Maryland has gotten the ball in West Virginia territory. The first time, 3 downs and out. The second time, give up on downs after 4. 1st and 10, West Virginia at their own 27-yard line. And this is a new quarterback into the ball game now. And that is going to be Pat White, the redshirt freshman from Daphne, Alabama, who is a leading ground gainer for the Mountaineers at 127 yards, 7.5 per carry. He's completed 56% of his passes. And that's 9 of 16. No touchdowns, no interceptions, but a guy with a ton of talent.
Yeah, he's got some quicks.
Out of Daphne, Alabama.
Yeah, I love the road team can come out when you can take the crowd out of the game. I mean, you really mature as a football team. Now, both sides are young, but for the road team and Coach Rodriguez and his Mountaineers, I mean, just listen. You can hear a pin drop. And that's your goal when you've got on those light jerseys and you're in enemy territory.
Penalty on the play is going to back up West Virginia to the 22-yard line again, so it takes away the game. White on 1st down, over again. Calls his own number and headed to the corner. Turns it, brought down by Milton Harris. Out to about the 28-yard line. Nice gain of about 5 on the play.
And Navarre, for Maryland, in the first couple of series, they were the dominant creatures on that line of scrimmage. Right now, the Mountaineer offensive line, I mean, they're fighting. You say, well, it's not a lot, but it's enough. Because anytime you turn the corner, you win.
Does it was 1st and 15. It's a 6-yard gain, but it'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Matt White working his 11th series at the helm of the Mountaineers this season. Hands off to Jason Gwaltney. And Gwaltney finds the going tough as Maryland gets good penetration that time. Coming up to make the play, that's Dre Moore.
And that's how Maryland started the ball game. I mean, highly aggressive. Their linebackers. I mean, Holloway started off with a great play, and he had all these penalties. But you got to get some results out of it. Now you got to start thinking takeaways. The way Maryland can reignite this crowd is to get a turnover, force a big play.
West Virginia 6 of 9 on 3rd down. They lead 7-0. White to throw. The pass complete. It's to Colson. But he's shy of the 1st down, very close to it at the 37-yard line. They need the 37.5 for a 1st down.
Thing I've noticed about the Mountaineer offensive linemen is that they're good in space. They're used to running a lot of these under screens and getting out, and they're athletic enough to, when they get in the way, to find contact, as you watch at the end, and give your receiver an opportunity
Second punt of the day for Phil Brady. Brady in the kick. The spread punt formation, and we got a whistle and a flag down.
Maryland had 12 guys on the field.
If they did,
Timeout, charge to Maryland.
So they take a timeout because they had 12 guys on. That saved them giving West Virginia a first down. We'll be right back. Welcome back to College Park. Some West Virginia faithful otherwise in a sea of red. The 7th largest crowd at Byrd Stadium, 52,000. And they're all breathing down the neck of Phil Brady, who gets a line drive punt end over end. Takes a charitable Mountaineer bounce, and it'll be rolled dead down to the Maryland 24-yard line. Enter Cooper Tire's Ultimate Bowl Tour, and you could win a trip for you and 3 friends to 5 of college football's best bowl games, all on a private jet. For official rules, go to a Cooper dealer or visit ultimatebowltour.com. Steve Martin here, along with Rick Duck Walker and Mike Hogwood. We're at College Park, Maryland, Byrd Stadium, where the West Virginia Mountaineers are leading the Maryland Terrapins in this backyard brawl 7-0. Jason Gwaltney capped a 15-play, 97-yard march. And West Virginia got on the board. Hollenbach back to throw. His pass is incomplete. It's intended for Drew Weatherly. Covering on the play is going to be McCann, D. McCann, a senior from Greene County, Mississippi. First 4 possessions. Look at the field position of the last 2, Doc. The 38 and 36 of West Virginia. 7 plays spent in that territory. Net yardage 7.
Well, it's not what you want. You know, I mentioned that West Virginia's offense needed a rhythm. They found it. Now I think it's Maryland's turn to kind of find their personality on offense.
Fake handoff, the pitch to JoJo Walker. He's got the corner and a block from Weatherly, but it breaks down. At the 30-yard line, the ball is wrestled free. West Virginia says they've got it. The official, a Big East official, whistles it down in the possession of the Maryland Terrapins at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he was waiting on a block that he never received from Weatherly.
That's right.
I mean, that's what you got to do. You really can't be a good offensive team if your wide receivers don't block for you. And it's a long one. This is not an easy block because you got to stay out there forever. But this time he just didn't get any help.
3rd down and 4. Maryland now in its own territory at the 30. Split out wide is Fenner to the bottom side. Otherwise, double tight end set. Holland back to throw. Noshel to blitz. Pass is caught. No, they say he didn't have possession. Ruled incomplete to Derek Fenner as he dropped the ball as he fell out of bounds.
Hey, you look at the offensive line. Hollenbach has some time, puts it out. You need playmakers. There Fenner goes, he gets it, and I agree with the call.
Dave Salazzo, the defensive line coach of Maryland, trying to help the official out, but it won't work.
Yeah.
And Adam Podlesh will get a chance to air this one out. He's the ACC's leading punter at 48. So far today, he's had to pooch punt 2. Let's see what happens here. I watched him yesterday last some 50-yarder plus. And this one's one of them.
Oh, boy. It's a good one.
That's Rivers back to get it. Gets by 1. And was brought down at the 27-yard line. That's a huge punt on the play. 54 yards by Adam Podlesh, an 11-yard return, so a net of 43. Exactly what you want. Vote for the toughest play of the week and a chance to win a brand new Polaris ATV in the Polaris Tough Play of the Week contest. Visit PolarisToughPlays.com and watch clips of this week's toughest plays. Vote for your favorite and enter to win. 4:26 left to go in this first half here at College Park. The West Virginia Mountaineers, with a 7-0 lead, have the ball at their own 27-yard line. Pat White back for his second series, and he's on the throw. On the run, it is incomplete to Brandon Miles. Would have been a first down at the 39-yard line, but he fielded it on one bounce.
This is the pivotal drive in the game because, you know, winner could take all. If West Virginia is able to come out and put some points on the board now, boy, it makes for a gloomy halftime talk for the Terrapins. By contrast, and this you see, this is a bounce. This is not a good one. And this is why, Pat White's trying to find his rhythm. You saw Bednarik, who played good football.
Second down. Backs collide. White's got no choice. Let's see what he makes out of this play. And the fact that they got any positive yardage at all,
you believe that,
speaks to Pat White's capabilities out to the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play. Kershaw on the tackle, but Maryland, by all rights, should have blown this up in the backfield.
This will make the Frolics. It's not pretty. It's not how it starts. To think you get about 5 yards out of this, you just wouldn't believe. But that's why Pat White's in the ball game, because he makes things happen. Jason
Gwaltney coming to the sidelines as he and Williams just ran smack into each other. Rich Rodriguez on the sideline. Both of these teams and both of these coaches have young teams. You like these teams now, come see them a year from now. Both ways.
Yeah, it'll be sick in a year from now, but right now they could care less about that.
That's right.
One guy is going to get the win with this year's team. And Maryland started off defensively. They were stout. Go back to that 3rd and 4th and 1, and Coach Treacher decided to kick. You got a kick, you got a bounce and a penalty. They had great field position and weren't able to convert. Right now, the Mountaineers have been opportunistic.
Holding penalty, however, pushes them back to 2nd and 19. They're inside their own 20. Hand off Cornell Williams, and they'll get a little running room out to the 20-yard line. Bolston again near the tackle. Also blowing up the play, William Kershaw in the middle, a senior out of Rayford, North Carolina, went to Hope County High School. Maryland Terrapins facing a no-huddle offense, an offense that spreads you around the field, a la Urban Meyer and what Utah did last year and Florida does. But unlike Florida, they're looking to spread you to run.
To run the ball, yeah. And they just had to deal with Navy, so they've had a tough start. They're trying to have to figure offensive units out.
Passing situation, Covington gets in. Bolston can't get him. 3rd man in finally comes up. That's going to be Holloway on the sack, but White did well to recover and get down to the 27-yard line. That gives his punter a little bit of room.
Mention Covington. This guy, he has some natural pass rushing abilities. Here you see he's there. But this is what makes Pat White unique. Now we've seen 2 plays that an average athlete would have been stopped. He's turned it into something.
Bill Brady on the punt on 4th down and 10. High snap. We got a whistle. Flags all over the place.
Prior to the snap, false start, kicking team, number 3. Remains 4th down.
So it'll be 4th and 15. A lot of penalties on both teams. In particular, West Virginia's offense has struggled today with penalties.
But they're not struggling on the scoreboard.
Nope, they're up 7.
That's all that matters.
They have 8 penalties for 59 yards so far in this ballgame this afternoon. As Doc said, they're up 7-0. Bill Brady is back to punt again. Walker and Wilson are deep for Maryland. There's the gate set up in front. Brady runs into the kick. Here's Walker at his own 42. Walker approaching midfield and has it. Brought down by Magro on the play. And once again, for the 3rd time, Maryland will get in West Virginia territory to start a drive after the 42-yard kick. Next week, you'll see one of 2 games on a station near you. Boston College and Clemson. That's where Doc and I will be next week. Or some of you will see North Carolina take on NC State in the great in-state rivalry from Raleigh. Check your local listings for the game that will be seen in your area next Saturday at 12 noon. ACC football presented by Jefferson Pilot Sports and Citgo.
A lot of action on both those games. The winner takes a big step towards that championship game down in Jacksonville.
Hollenbach. Off play action, throws to the wing, and it's complete. And that is Melendez, who made 5 catches a week ago. He's down to the West Virginia 20-yard line. It's a gain on the play of 27 yards on the hookup from Hollenbach to Sammy Melendez.
We talk about youth. This is a senior Melendez. Watch the hit. Nice little hit inside. Beautiful route. Nice arc on the ball. Good throw. Good catch. Turtles did a break.
Danny Melendez, the senior out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Handoff Mills, and he's hit in the backfield and shot down. First man in there, Andre Wright. Great penetration by Wright.
That's a big-time play.
The sophomore from Mobile, Alabama. Let's head to the sidelines and Mike Hogwood.
Well, you saw Sam Hollenbach make that great pass a moment ago. This guy's really a lesson in perseverance. A year ago this time, he was number 4 on the Maryland depth chart at quarterback. Got an opportunity at Virginia Tech and made the most of it. Now he's a starting quarterback and just threw one heck of a pass.
2nd down and 12 now for the Terrapins. Fenner is out wide to the top side. Walker is slot. Hollenbach looking that way. Now comes back on the other side to Walker.
He's got to run.
Yeah.
Got to run.
Didn't run out the pattern. You are absolutely right.
Yeah, you know, when the quarterback's got to take off, this is where, you know, Sam Hollenbach has got to become maybe a little more selfish in this. Okay, he's looking at his keys, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, not there go. Because he can run. He's athletic. He's got speed. You got to run, take off, put your team in a good position.
That's one thing that Ralph Friedgen was preaching to him to do all week. They said he stands in the pocket, he takes sacks, you either throw the ball away or run, but run to the line of scrimmage.
There you go. You know, because your offensive line is young, you take pressure off them, be a playmaker.
Hollenbach, pass complete to Walker. It's shy of the 1st down, but it's in field goal range at the 15-yard line. Maryland's got to think score here as Morty Ivy comes up with the tackle.
Well, I thought he had Lance Ball that time on the swing. And it's a lot to think about. I mean, there's so much to do, so much responsibility on the quarterback. But you get a big play to Melendez, and then, in essence, you have to settle for a field goal, if you get that.
A 33-yarder from Dan Ennis, the junior, who kicked in the shadow of Nick Novak last year. Podlesh with the hold. The kick is up, and it is good. Dan Ennis continues to be perfect in point-afters and field goals. That's his 5th field goal of the season. A 33-yarder gets Maryland on the board with 55 seconds left to go here in the 1st half. Ralph Friedgen says it doesn't get us in the lead, but it gets us points on the board. The lead we can work on in the 2nd half.
If I'm the Mountaineers on that sideline in blue and gold now, I'd say great series, because they were they were in position again, and we forced them to settle for 3.
Well, 3 times Maryland has started their drive in West Virginia territory. A 4th time they started from their own 3 and drove it down to the 21.
That's right.
And they've come up really with only 3 points.
Been blanked.
West Virginia's defense has done a pretty good job.
Yeah, and of course, and they kept the crowd out of this. I want to continue to emphasize this could be a hostile crowd here at Byrd Stadium, but not so far.
Well, with more on this rivalry between West Virginia and Maryland, let's go to our Mike Hogwood.
Well, 2 notes. First of all, Doc has talked on it, but you can feel it down here in a big way. West Virginia has just taken this huge crowd out of the game. That's first. And remember, over the last 5 years, I know Maryland's won 4 of those games, lost last year. In the last 5 years, the team that took that lead going into halftime is the team that ended up winning the game.
Well, Mike, you're looking at the 7th largest crowd ever to watch a game at Byrd Stadium. 52,413, mostly clad in red and white. But there's a smattering of blue and gold from nearby Morgantown. And those fans travel very, very well. This is one of 3 huge rivalries that West Virginia has on their schedule. The other 2 being Virginia Tech, and then, of course, there's the big one, the big backyard brawl with Pitt. There's the kick, and it is out of the end zone. And West Virginia will get it at their own 20-yard line. Remind you here that West Virginia has no timeouts remaining. So Rich Rodriguez might choose to get a little bit conservative here with a 7-3 lead, take it into the locker room at halftime and see what he can get.
You think so?
Nah.
I was about to say I was going to get next week's dinner paid for on this one.
Yeah,
but you might get it. I think he's going to. You know, the beauty of their offense is that a lot of these things are built in. But I think it's a great shot now to try to get one, or at least get a field goal.
Last 2 possessions for West Virginia resulted in only 9 yards. But Narek back at quarterback, conservative on the first play at least. Man, I should have taken it. I'm a dinner away from everything here. Pernell Williams with the carry up over the 20-yard line to the 22.
But what he doesn't want now is to turn the ball over.
That's right.
He didn't want anything to give, Maryland a feeling of okay, we've dodged a bullet and we're coming back. He wants them to go in there at halftime and have Big Ralph screaming and hollering at him in disappointment, because the way I see it, the Mountaineers got away with murder here in the first half and are leading. They've had a tremendous first half for the road team.
Now, Maryland calls their final timeout here with 49 seconds left to go. And West Virginia's back on the field, and everybody says, let's go. So neither team has a timeout here. Bednarik back into the ball game. And it looks like they're going to take a knee the rest of the way out.
You didn't believe in yourself. You wavered.
I'd have made you pay for seafood,
yep, you'd have had it, too.
I sure would.
That's right.
Bednarik takes one knee. The clock will continue to roll as neither team is equipped with the means to stop it. It'll stop by itself here in about 20 seconds. But a hard-fought first half between these two teams. Defense has ruled. West Virginia's, you got to say, they haven't had the best field position, their defense, but they have defended.
They have, man. I'm impressed. And because of the youth on both sides, people say, well, it's been sloppy, it has been this and that. Boy, there are a lot of people in here with training wheels on. There's still some Pampers on both sidelines, right? And so they got to wait for this maturation process to take its course.
10 seconds left to go. That's the last play of the first half. And of course, the Maryland Terrapins headed to the sideline. Ralph Regent's team down here by a 7-3 count. Rich Rodriguez and the West Virginia Mountaineers up 7-3 over their arch rivals from College Park. That's our first half of action. We'll be back with more from Byrd Stadium right after. You can move the ball through the air, but we need to get West Virginia and that stacked defense to honor what we do between the tackles.
And they started off well. They just couldn't capitalize that third down play. They ended up a little short, and it cost them.
Short kickoff. This is Lewis. And Lewis hit by his own man more than anything. Jefferson will get credit for the tackle, but Lewis brought down at the 28-yard line. A 21-yard return. And we've got Pat White coming up to start the second half here for the Mountaineers, the redshirt freshman from Daphne, Alabama. First half possessions for the Mountaineers. Field position hasn't always been their friend. Now Bednarik comes out under center. And, this is what happened. They had 8 plays, punt, touchdown, punt, and then the half ran out on it. But the touchdown was a pretty drive of 15 plays, 97 yards, 14 of them runs. Here's the reverse. And it is Bruce. Wide receiver gets it on the reverse. He's close to a first down. David Holloway comes up with the tackle.
Well, we wondered where the option was early on. This makes the defense think. It takes away your aggressiveness. I think it was a good decision by Bruce to take what was there.
That is Jeremy Bruce, wide receiver.
A little nicked up on that one. Guess we call it hobble.
I guess inside. It'll be very close to a first down. They're going to come out and measure it. He hobbles to the sidelines.
Tough too. You come in, you get a big play, and you get nicked up on it. At that point, you want more. You want to go back and continue to play.
Tail of the chains. Let's see where it is. Oh, our imaginary line matches up with the length of that chain.
That's nice.
Does it ever?
We love new technology.
We certainly do. No longer behind the curve, we're well ahead of the curve. Rich Rodriguez now looking at his team in an offensive coordinator's dream. Second and inches. West Virginia last 3 times with the ball, however, didn't move the ball much after their big drive. Dan Moses continues at center, the All-Big East lineman, mostly for his exploits at guard last year, West Virginia. Bednarik pursued by Covington, hit by Wilson, and finally brought down by Christian Varner. But not before he gets the first down and a gain of 9.
And I think this will make this kid's highlight film at the end of the year. It's not spectacular, but what it is tough. It's what you do after you get hit initially that counts. Now, that's a pretty good smack.
Yeah.
And yet, he turns and he competes and moves the chain.
took 3 other smacks before he went down.
And Josh Williams, 180, Wilson rather, about 185 pounds.
Hand off now to Colson. Colson, who has the most reps of anybody in that very young but talented backfield, gets it up over the 46, now to the 48-yard line. It's a gain of about 2 on the play for the West Virginia Mountaineers. And there is Colson. Jason Colson, he's a junior from Rochester, New York. He's rushed for over 1,000 yards in his career at West Virginia. Crossed that mark last week. Back to throw out of the shotgun. The pass complete to Pernell Williams. He tries to turn the corner, and the ever-present Trey Covington is there to knock him out of bounds at the Maryland 49-yard line. Covington, a redshirt freshman from Bowie, Maryland.
Yeah, Trey Covington is really one of those guys who we're talking a lot about now. He's a playmaker. He's a guy who can make plays in space. He has good wheels. And then slowly but surely is starting to really carve a niche for himself.
Gary Blackney popped him up yesterday. Back to throw back is Bednarik to the screen to Myers, and Myers stumbles ahead to the 47. Not much there. Maryland had it sniffed out pretty good. Kershaw is there on the tackle. Covington as well. Gain of maybe a yard down to the Maryland 47.
Here's a play where he shows really good instincts as a linebacker. Again, here he is on the right side. Play goes away. You know, he keeps good balance and doesn't get fooled. Really showing some real good instincts at the linebacker spot.
Pooch punt from Bednarik, his second of the day. A 28-yard punt that kicks Maryland deep. You'll see Maryland, you'll see West Virginia do that when they're in the midfield area, looking maybe to take a chance. That time they punt it away. They're up 7-3. ACC football brought to you in part by Alltel. Steve Martin, Rick Doc Walker, Mike Hogwood here at College Park, Maryland. 1st and 10 for the Maryland Terrapins. Their first time with the ball in the second half, down 7-3. Sam Hollenbach. Handoff goes to Merrills. Merrills, and he gets up over the 25-yard line. And Doc, in the first half, the first 2 series, out with the ball. Merrills had those drives. They moved the ball on offense.
He certainly did, and they came up short. He had that 4th and inches and decided to punt. This is just great offensive line movement. Good push. Something that the Mountaineers had negated later on in the first half.
Maryland, of course, missing Stephon Heyer, but more importantly, missing Josh Allen, the leading ground game. Both will come back next year after sitting out with medical red shirts. Merrills this time not going far. And one of the reasons was the big nose guard, Ernest Hunter, 300 pounds, 6'9", out of Burke, Virginia. Lake Braddock High School, our Aaron scoreboard. Louisville gets their feet underneath them, and they're up 25 at the half. Michigan, Hastings, Eastern Michigan, after that loss to Notre Dame. Virginia by a touchdown at the Carrier Dome. Georgia over Louisiana Monroe, 14-0. And Duke leading VMI, 20-0 at Wallace Way. Maryland 1 out of 7 on 3rd down. They are 27% on the season coming in. Hollenbach with play action. Blitz is on, and he's down. That's Jay Henry. Flattens him at the 18-yard line. Doc, he never had a chance.
No, he didn't. And that's the second time in this ball game that, you know, West Virginia has done a heck of a lot of blitzing, but when they blitz, they get results. And that's all that matters. And that's just destroying the back. I mean, that's one of those you never want to have replayed back in the team meeting. That's total domination over a running back.
And if they do, make sure you're out of the room.
Yeah, you want to be ill on that day.
Hartless with a difficult snap gets it away. This is Rivers. Rivers into Maryland territory. Upended by Wimbush at the 45-yard line, brought down to the 43. And excellent field position for West Virginia for this second possession. They're in Maryland territory at the 43-yard line. A 42-yard punt, a 17-yard return. West Virginia by 4 over the Terrapins. Today's game is brought to you by the Nissan Bottom Line Model Year-End Clearance, now at your local Nissan dealer through September 30th. 1st and 10, West Virginia at the Maryland 43-yard line. One of their best field positions to start a drive all afternoon. They already lead the Terps here by a 7-3 count. Adam Bednarik, who's Been under center for all but 2 series today. Hands off, Pernell Williams. Good initial burst to the 41 and then driven back. Kershaw hit there. And for an injury update, let's head to the sidelines and Mike Hogwood.
Well, you saw Jeremy Bruce go out of the game for West Virginia on that last series. He's been taped up. He's been given clearance to play. Pretty hard to keep guys out of this game. And by the way, guys, the head knocking has really picked up here in the second half. It is intense down here.
What's that welt on the front of your forehead, Mike? I guess you're getting into it too.
Yeah, he did. It's lunch buffet. I think Hogg slipped.
At the end of the bench. Williams down to the 39-yard line. Hey, who said sidelines wasn't hazardous business?
We got to give Hogg a bad time.
Yeah, I know.
He's doing hazardous. You should get hazardous pay money today, man.
That shirt isn't even wet.
Not even wet.
He's
man.
not working.
He's a well-conditioned athlete.
I'm telling you. You know, and he's only 7/8 of what he used to be. Dropped some weight. Looks great.
Yeah, he really does.
All right, West Virginia. 6 of 13 on 3rd down. They're facing 3rd down and 7 right now at the Maryland 40-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Bednarik. Has some pressure, goes down. Josh Wilson flattens him for a loss on the play back to the 42-yard line and brings up 4th down.
And a lot of that credit's got to go to guys like Lemon's coverage because the secondary took away where he wanted to go. And you know Brandon Miles got to be in his picture. You want to go to his go-to guy. The secondary of Maryland did a great job. He had some pretty decent pressure. And then at the end, Josh Wilson. Ooh, that's blocked.
Oh, there's the Pooch punt, and this one's blocked. And it rolls Maryland's way to boot. DeQuell Jackson, did he get in on it?
Holloway was the guy.
Yeah,
Holloway.
David Holloway with a punt block. It's an 11, or is it a 4-yard punt or an 11-yard punt? An 11-yard punt. And then it rolls Maryland's way to the 37-yard line. So a break for the Maryland Terrapins.
Well, the defense has really, you know, you can have a statistical game where you really look good on paper. But overall, Maryland should be proud of the defensive effort.
Really net yardage on that punt, 5 yards. At the 37. Little problem in the middle there. Hollenbach covers up on the loose exchange.
My question would be, did West Virginia do something to take Vernon Davis out of the ball game? Or has Maryland just not called his number?
We haven't heard from Vernon except for once. Edwin Williams was the center on that play, the redshirt freshman from Washington. 2nd down now and 11. Let's find Vernon. Vernon is lined up as the wing to the left side. Hollenbach to throw. Pressure on. Pass. Vernon Davis complete. Vernon says, Doc wants me to have the ball. Down to the 39-yard line of West Virginia.
You have a playmaker, let him play. It's always been my theory. You can't match up with him. Now, West Virginia's done a great job because they're physical at it. Till you get a good pop there. That was great. Now you're running when you can't beat him in a foot race. And if the safety doesn't get over, then you're in trouble.
And Vernon Davis proving what he does after contact. It takes a lot.
No, he's a beast. You can set your TiVo to Mr. Davis for next year on Sunday because he'll be there.
1st and 10 at the West Virginia 39-yard line after the 24-yard hookup from Sam Hollenbach to Vernon Davis. They take the ball. It was a good block downfield and a high pass for JoJo Walker. And he had his bell rung by Jamal Adai, a 5th-year senior out of Valrico, Florida, delivered a message.
Yeah, see, that's called a red shirt pass. That pass will force you to have to use a red shirt year. If you have to go over the middle, buddy, you out of here.
Oh, look at that. JoJo with some fall.
JoJo better start buying lunch. For Sam Hollenbach, you better just start doing something.
Jamal Adai coming off a shoulder injury a year ago. Had a great sophomore year where he intercepted 4 passes. Play action. This is Lance Ball straight ahead. And again, a good surge by West Virginia. He fought off 2 Maryland blocks in the middle of that line. He came up and made the play. And that is going to be Jay Henry.
You know, Lance ran up in there, but Lance got to keep his eyes open because there was a break to his left. You know, you got to run with toughness, but also some vision. because he might have been able to find a crease. I thought there was a crease on the left side of that play.
Well, that leaves 3rd and 6 now for his quarterback.
A lot of those.
Way too many for Charlie Taft to call this afternoon, offensive coordinator for the Maryland Terrapins.
Oh, I'd be going with that 3rd and 6.
With the pass to the flats, it is incomplete, intended for the back, Lance Ball. And he had the yardage, as he had McLeod over there in coverage.
Yeah, he had the yardage, but West Virginia had the pressure. And once again, they're going to send a guy off the edge. So they've got pressure. They had pressure from the inside and out. And I was isolated on 18 that time. Vernon Davis ran a little, pick right in the middle.
Yeah.
He's there. I just think you got to get a guy hot. And if he gets hot, you got to feed him.
There's Eric Wicks putting the pressure on Maryland, going for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
They're in no man's land out about the 35. It's too deep. It's too deep to field goal. It's too close to punt. Falling back, throw into the flats, and it's complete to Walker for the 1st down of the West Virginia 25. 10-yard gain, and it moves the chains for the Terps.
Well, you had 2 guys on Maryland's offense that have shown playmaker ability. Walker's one, Davis is the other. So to me, I turn this into a 2-man game. I'm going to go to the guys who have shown me they can make plays. Then not the best throw, but it was safe, but he went down and got it. Sometimes you just have to go and make a play. And that's JoJo Walker for the Terrapins.
Davis, the tight end, on the right side. Center split wide to the top, and 1st and 10 at the 25 for West Virginia. Hauling back, short drop, pass complete. Melendez gets it to the 20. Gain of about 4 on the play. Anthony Mims, the senior from Los Angeles, coming up to make the stop.
Rhythm. You need to develop a rhythm. Get into an offensive flow so that you can feel good about yourself. Then good things happen. Right now, Maryland's been tentative. Can we do it? Maybe we can, maybe we can't. And then that's why you need special guys like Davis and Walker. Take the game over.
They've stayed away from offensive penalties today. Handoff, Wall turns the corner, but nothing there. Wicks led the charge, and Henry completed it.
That's West Virginia's message for we'll take the game over.
Yeah.
See, their defense has been able to take Maryland's best shot and not flinch.
Let's talk about the 3-3-5 stack. We saw Wake Forest play it 2 years ago. The 5 were true 5 DBs. The 5 stack here for West Virginia, that Spurs safety, who's Mike Lorello, acts more like an outside linebacker than a strong safety.
And he's tough enough to hold it in. But I'm going to go with Ernest Hunter on this, because the big boy in the middle has been a difference maker. Your 3 guys down have got to be studs.
3rd and 5. Maryland down by 4. Hollenbach to run. Hollenbach ahead, and he's stopped. Mike Lorello, I think, stopped him shy of the 1st down.
Well, he had Lance Ball in there who should have bought a ticket because he became a spectator. I mean, you're watching your quarterback run. If you have to go out and hit a guy in a blue and gold uniform in the tuba in the band, I'd go hit him. But, Maryland has too many bystanders, and the Mountaineers are getting after people. I mean, you got guys standing, they're going back to the huddle, and your quarterback's running for his life.
Field goal coming up now for Dan Ennis. This one will be a 35-yarder. He hit a 33-yarder in the 1st half. Here's the kick. It is long enough, and it is good. Dan Ennis continues to be perfect in his college kicking career. Never played football before he got here to Maryland, and the Terrapins find themselves just 1 point back. Back after this word from your local ACC station. Of the game, ACC leading tacklers, DeQuell Jackson comes in averaging 17. This is tackles per game over the first 2. 17, 16 last week against Clemson, 18 the first week of the season against Navy. There's DeQuell Jackson getting a breather. There's the kickoff by Maryland. And it's taken by Lewis at the goal line. He is upended by Maryland's number 2, Kevin Barnes. Hungry for a big win? Enter at millionsnuggets.com for a chance to win one of over 15,000 Chick-fil-A small nugget trays and a chance of one of 13 grand prize trips to the 2005 ACC Championship game, where you'll compete for a chance to throw for $1 million. First 300,000 to register. There are your odds. Get a coupon for a free Dr. Pepper. Register at millionsnuggets.com before October 29. 1st and 10 at the 20 for West Virginia. At after giving up the field goal. 7-6. Mountaineers in the lead. Play action. Bednarik to throw. Navy hit in the backfield twice. Gets out of a jam. Wilson will try to bring him down, but Bednarik gets 7 yards on the play. Trey Covington has to flatten him. He was hit 3 times behind the line of scrimmage, and he's hurt.
Gotta love it. He's shaking up, man, but I love watching this kid play the game. Maryland had the number game working to its advantage. They had everybody where they were supposed to be. Coach Blakeney would be thrilled to watch this on film. And then what takes over is this guy's competitive nature. He just defies the odds and puts his team on his back.
You know, when Rich Rodriguez looked at these 2 quarterbacks, meaning Chuck Bednarik, Adam Bednarik, and you watch the end of the play to see where he really got his bell rung. Might have been hurt by his own player that time.
So Dre Moore at the end.
But Rich Rodriguez thought that he had a running quarterback in Pat White and a guy who was in a stand-in passer in Adam Bednarik. But Adam Bednarik, through the first 2.5 ball games now, has proven that he can run with the football.
And the one thing that you can't coach a guy up for is how competitive is he. I mean, he either is or he isn't. And one thing about it, when you see Adam Bednarik in a ball game, he's going to fight you till the bitter end. There was nothing there. This play was stopped after the snap. He turned it into something. And then, yeah, you're right. His own guy knocks him out, and then he gets KO'd.
It kind of knocked into Jeremy Sheffy.
And so Sheffy, when you get hit by your own guy, first of all, you're not anticipating it. You, with your peripheral vision, you see color. You see your own color, so you don't tense up. And then this guy knocks you out.
All right, Pat White comes right in, and the West Virginia offense doesn't seem to miss a beat. They're 2nd down and 3. White came in here as the leading rusher for the Mountaineers. And mind you, this is a team with a stable of talent at running back. And off Cornell Williams. And Williams is brought down by Jefferson and DeQuell Jackson at the 29-yard line, shy of the first down. It's a gain of 2. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
Jefferson is another guy that, you know, he seems to have it. That knack, he gets to people and he tries to blow you up. You know, Maryland defensively and West Virginia defensively will earn a lot of merit from this ball game, no matter how it goes. I've seen a lot of guts and courage on both the defensive units.
Ray Blackney feels that Jefferson and Kershaw are interchangeable at that middle linebacker spot. 3rd down and 1 for West Virginia. Up by 1, and they got a first down. Jason Waltney, who already has a score this afternoon, out to the 33-yard line. It is a gain on the play of 5, and it will be another Mountaineer first down.
See, I can't even imagine Waltney in high school a year ago. I mean, this guy's a man. And he gets in these short yardage situations. And again, it's what do you do after contact that counts? And after contact, he gets stronger. Kept his base low, turning those wheels. Very impressive.
Waltney, true freshman from North Babylon, New York. 1st and 10. This is Pat White. And he runs into Holloway and DeQuell Jackson. And also over there covering on the play for the Maryland Terrapins, number 98, Omar Savage. And there's Adam Bednarik. A little cool breeze blowing on him, trying to figure out which county he's in.
I hope he makes it back in there. It's been fun to watch.
Play action, White to throw. Has a man downfield. That's Miles. A back for the ball. Varner covering on the play for Maryland.
Boy, Christian Varner did what you like to coach young kid defensive backs to do. First of all, he had the speed to run with it. But to locate the ball. Locate the ball. Don't grab the receiver. And at this point, locates it. Now watch it. At that point, it's just as much his as the receiver's. Very well done. And going against a guy, Brandon Miles, who's a legitimate playmaker. Very nice.
Varner, who intercepted the ball to end the win over Navy. 3rd down and 8. Pat White in for Adam Bednarik at quarterback. It's a quarterback keep. White straight ahead. Brought down there by Jefferson. Shy of the first down at the West Virginia 42-yard line. But West Virginia, true to form, they don't bring the punter in yet. Well, maybe they do now. Phil Brady's coming in.
Now, I'm not a big two-quarterback system guy, but they make it work. They make it look well. But your quarterback takes a lot of hits. And defensively, you just got to say to yourself, sooner or later, you can change the course of the team with good helmet placement. But you got to get hats on the ball.
Brady with a kick, line drive, and roll.
That was weird. Somebody's offsides, or that just didn't look right.
Yeah, that was a duck off the foot of Brady to the 34-yard line. It's only a 22-yard punt. And going back to the second quarter now, West Virginia has punted on their last 5 drives, but we do have a flag. And it's on the far sideline in front of the West Virginia bench. Big East officiating crew working our interconference game here today. 1 of 3 between the Big East and the ACC. Virginia at Syracuse. Virginia leading at last look. This one in favor of West Virginia. And tonight, Connecticut at Georgia Tech. Offside.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And it's going to give West Virginia a first down because it was 4th and short.
Yeah. I mean, defensively, well, a number of things you can say.
Offside. Defense number 95. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's the 3rd time that has happened to Maryland this afternoon.
And Boston's played his tail off. But I watched this and I thought, no, he didn't. Yes, he did. You know, he jumped and he's over the ball.
Yeah.
Now, if the guy over the ball jumped, we can't win.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing you can do about that. I mean,
nobody's got a better look at the ball.
Nobody's got a better view than him.
That's right.
If that guy jumps, then you know what? All bets are off.
1st and 10, and now West Virginia gets a new life on the penalty. They're out of their own 47-yard line.
The Terp is like stacking a deck against themselves.
Right on the keeper. It's a nice block from Pernell Williams, and does a good job to get in Maryland territory down to the 47-yard line. Griffin comes up with the tackle along with Jeremy Navarre. Navarre, a freshman, a true freshman from Joppatown, Maryland. And with the latest on Adam Bednarik, here's Mike Hogwarth.
Yeah, we just talked to the trainer a moment ago, and they are not ruling him out of this game, although you can see they've got ice on the back of his neck. He's still got a headache, but they've done all the tests, and he seemed to maybe not have a concussion, which is, I think, what they were concerned about. So they're going to let him sit here a few minutes and then make a decision as whether or not to be able to go back.
2nd and 5, Pat White on the carry, turns the corner, has the first down. Down to the Maryland 40-yard line.
This one's coming back, though.
Yep, there's a flag in the backfield. It is a hold against West Virginia. And yet another offensive penalty on the Mountaineers. Young team continues to outdo itself. Rich Rodriguez looking on.
Doing the run. Holding offense number 88. 10 yards assessed to the previous spot. Remains 2nd down.
That's Michael Villagrana, the backup tight end. Well, during the first half, we asked this Alltel Text to Win ACC Trivia Challenge. Who was Maryland's former quarterback known as the King of Comebacks? The answer? You bet. C. Frank Reich. Reich, of course, sponsor of that big comeback win over the University of Miami.
I watched that, boy. You talk about a ball game.
Minute 29 left to go in the quarter. Here is the reverse.
Great call.
And this is Reynaud, Darius Reynaud down the sidelines. We haven't heard from this sophomore out of Boutte, Louisiana, but he carries 36 yards all the way down. Stepped out of bounds at about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, we've been talking about Covington, these great linebackers. Here he is, 55 on the left side of your screen. Now, they have speed. They float to the ball. This point, you see, then he goes, uh-oh. He's got to get back. And they caught him, utilized his speed against him. Great call upstairs by Calvin McGee and the Mountaineer offensive staff.
Covington in pursuit, but Reynaud gets the first down. A 24-yard scamper. He played on a state championship team at Hahnville High School in Boutte, Louisiana, suburban New Orleans. 1st and 10, back to throw. This is Pat White against the green man, wide open in the flat. And that is Jason Colson coming out of the backfield, down to the 15-yard line. Gain on the play of about 17 yards.
Another great call. You know, you fake and you throw back to the guy you fake to, and you hope that the defense got a little lax on it. Back-to-back first down, all courtesy of the Terrapins defense and an offsides call.
That's right. 7 rushing, 2 passing. First and 10 from the Maryland 15-yard line. At wide under center, this is Colson again. And he works his way down to the 13. Let's take a look at our call to recycle. Red zone here for the West Virginia Mountaineers. This is for the season, what they've done. 10 possessions in the red zone, but only 5 times have they been successful. 4 touchdowns, 1 field goal. They've had 2 fumbles. They've ended up with a missed field goal, and they gave up on downs once. So West Virginia trying to change that red zone luck around. They've been there once today with a score. Let's see how they do on their second venture. Second down and 8. Time ticking down, probably the last play of the third quarter. Out of the shotgun, White, handoff late to Colson. And he does well to get to the 10-yard line. Gain of about 3. Jefferson and Bolston in on the coverage. And we are out of time here in the third. A Maryland field goal makes it a little bit closer. After 3 at Byrd Stadium before 52,000. West Virginia 7-6. Citgo presents ACC football from Jefferson Pilot Sports. West Virginia 7-6 over Maryland. The Mountaineers 3rd and 5. They're at the Maryland 10-yard line. Back to throw, White in the flats. It is complete for the first down. Taken out of bounds by Rivers. That's Vaughn Rivers, a sophomore out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now let's see what Maryland has done defensively in the red zone. 8 teams have been inside the red zone. 6 of them have scored touchdowns, including 1 today. And that's a look at the red zone. Visit calltorecycle.org to find the battery and cell phone collection sites nearest you. First and goal from the Maryland 3. Welcome you back to College Park, Maryland. Steve Martin here along with Rick Doc Walker and Mike Hogwood. Hand off inside, Owen Schmidt, push the pile, touchdown, West Virginia.
Boy, that's cool goes in there, brother.
The Mountaineers step out in front, 13-6. On a pile-driving play by Owen Schmidt.
Well, that answers the question about who is going to be physical. Both teams are physical, but this is walking the dog here, pal. You can put on a short chain and go anywhere you want to go. This fullback Schmidt has shown me something this afternoon.
McAfee for the point after. The kick is up, and it is good. And with the score, West Virginia 14, Maryland 6. Will return after these messages from West Virginia University and the University of Maryland. Actually 5. They had 38 at halftime. First and 10, Maryland from their own 20-yard line. Holland back to work. Holland back upfield. Has a man out there. That's Fenner. He was behind the coverage, but the ball thrown over the other shoulder, and Fenner in his turnaround lost sight of it.
Fenner missed the ball game, played well against Navy. He's a nice route. I mean, he's open, but the ball's thrown on the opposite shoulder. We don't know what the design is, whether it's where it's supposed to be, but I know it was a great route, and they don't connect.
Second down and 10. Fenner this time comes to the near side of the screen. Melendez to the top side. Walker in the slot. Here is Hollenbach to carry. Hollenbach fumbles the football, but it looks like Gaither has gotten on top of it. Wow, mercy. Jared Gaither, true freshman from White Plains, Maryland, comes up with a fumble recovery.
Play of the game for the Terrapins and Gaither. Great read, made up his mind. You know, I'm taking this downhill and then get smacked. And that's what you do to quarterback. You try to hit him in the face, make him give up the football. And this is why offensive linemen are taught to follow the ball. Don't stand around and watch the game, be a part of the game. And that's why that young man, number 78, Jared Gaither, may have to play the game for the Terrapins.
Maryland 1 of 10 on third downs, but this is their best third down situation of the day. 3rd and 1, Davis in motion. Hollenbach with a pitch to ball, and ball assessed in the backfield by Jay Henry. Mike Lorello made the original penetration. That set it up for Jay Henry to nail Lance Ball for the loss.
I love it when I can hear a game way up here. And that's what the Mountaineers doing now. Snap, crackle, and pop. They are bringing it, buddy. This is getting in your face right now. That's what points do to a good defense. It inspires them, gives them confidence. Jay Henry, he's a beast on this. Take the lead block and crush it. And then your buddies come in there and follow. Oh, they have the house party now. The Mountaineers are taking the game over, flat out.
Adam Podlesh is into punt. The most reliable Terrapin of the afternoon. We got a whistle and a flag on the play. And a delay of game. It's going to be called against the Terrapins, backing them back even further.
Delay of game. 13 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
In the second half, you have to pay for your sins in football.
Ralph Friedgen.
The Terrapins gave West Virginia a possession, gave them time, and West Virginia said, thank you very much, and put 7 on the board.
Anthony Mims is back in punt formation. Podlesh lets it rip. And Mims called for the fair catch at the 42-yard line. And that's where West Virginia will get it, 1st and 10. So the Mountaineers set up shop in very good field position at their own 42, leading 14-6. ACC football is brought to you in part by Chevrolet. 1st and 10, West Virginia. They're at their own 42-yard line. Up 14-6. Pat White still at the controls. And off Owen Schmidt. He's got one score today, and he charges into Maryland territory. Brought down by Milton Harris
now keep it up. This is our game,
at the Maryland 38-yard line. A 19-yard gain for Owen Schmidt.
Tell you what, Owen Schmidt, the old Fairfax Rebel, he has earned his stripes today. It all happens up front. The big guys get a push, good lead block, gives him a seam. That one he's virtually untouched. And that's one of the few times you'll see all day today that the Terrapins haven't really been on the mark defensively.
1st and 10, West Virginia at the Maryland 38. Mountaineers trying to march for another score. Jason Gwaltney is upended by DeQuell Jackson and moves forward for maybe about a yard. It's up 2nd down on our Aaron scoreboard. Louisville now living up to their ranking over Oregon State in 3rd. Michigan the same over in-state rival Eastern Michigan. Virginia and Syracuse having a Donnybrook.
Ball game there.
Georgia by 17 over Louisiana Monroe in the 3rd at Athens. And Duke continues the shutout on VMI. Schmidt, 3 runs, 35 yards, and a touchdown. Good day's work. 2nd down and 8. White out of the shotgun. This is Schmidt again. Another big hole right side. Varner can't take him down. DeQuell Jackson trying to run him down. He's down inside the 5-1. Owen Schmidt, 35 yards on the run. And he's got West Virginia knocking on the door at the 2.
Oh, Schmidt just turned into Larry Zonka. I'll tell you what, you talk about running downhill. This guy leaves a mule. Boy, I love it. Guy running hard, knocking people off in the process. That's pure football. Nothing fancy about that one, buddy.
Well, you made the point. He's from Fairfax, Virginia, and it talks up what's important about this rivalry. These two teams recruiting each other's backyard. And that's one that got away from Maryland and into the West Virginia uniform. 34-yard gain. Handoff. Not much there. That looks like Jason Gwaltney. And he is thrown back by DeQuell Jackson, among others.
Mike Hogwood mentioned the sound. That you could hear the popping of the pads. This second half has been violent. There's DeQuell Jackson, meeting the back right at the point of attack, but it's little things. And the momentum, it was even. And then the penalty comes up, and Maryland gives West Virginia new life, and good teams make you pay for it.
Well, West Virginia has made the Terrapins pay for that, certainly. 2nd down and goal from the 1. Schmidt and Williams is set back. This is Williams. He's in for the touchdown. Or is he? Yes, he is. Pernell Williams hurdles the pile into the end zone, and West Virginia gets an important insurance touchdown.
I'll tell you what, it's a great game. because it tests your will, and it tests it late. We're in the fourth quarter, and it's pretty hot out there. And it's a game that was so close. You know, we're looking at 7-6. We're looking at 13-6. Anybody's ball game. And now the Mountaineers seem like they seem to want this a little bit more.
That was a little closer than I thought. Here comes a point after by McAfee. It is up and it is good. And West Virginia now with an important tack-on touchdown. Pernell Williams going in the end zone, his 4th career touchdown, his 1st of the season. And it is West Virginia 21-6. There's been some hitting this afternoon. It's helmet-to-helmet stuff, bell-ringing stuff. Doc said it in his keys. West Virginia's got to be physical, and I think they've delivered the message this afternoon. After punting 5 straight possessions, they've scored their last 2, and for the second time, they kicked one out of the end zone, and Maryland will not bring this one back. But the West Virginia Mountaineers cap their drive. Fans of the Mountaineers of all ages here in College Park. I wonder if that kid knows what he's cheering for. I know that kid knows what he's cheering for. He's cheering for his barber.
204 beat service. We got
Oh, man.
You see Mike Hogwood in a hairdo like that right down the middle?
But how'd you like to be paying for this young man's tuition? How about that?
I know that pain. 1st and 10 from the 20. Hollenbach out of the shotgun. There's an urgency to Maryland's step now. The pass complete to Fenner. Short of the first down. 7-yard gain out to the 27-yard line. ACC football produced by Dave Barringer. Our director is Dave Burchett.
Dave
2
Burchett still here?
DBs in the truck.
Oh, he's still here?
I think he's still here. And, of course, producer of ACC football today is Beverly Rumley. So we got the whole crew here in College Park. Good job to everybody.
No,
in case I forget to tell you at the end. 10.5 to play. Hollenbach. Play action pump across the middle. Finds Vernon Davis. Davis free at midfield. Has a wall of blockers. Turning on the Jets. They won't get him. Touchdown, Maryland.
What took you so long to go back to the playmaker? What a beast.
Playmaker, heartbreaker. Vernon Davis, pass catch, run 74 yards.
Yeah, I'm really stunned. I mean, this guy, no one has stopped him for the Mountaineers. And he's almost like Jordan. They say the only guy who can keep Michael Jordan under 25 points or so was Dean Smith in Carolina. Well, all you do is give him the ball, and he makes things happen. And this time he gets some help from the Trent in the secondary, and the Terrapins are back in this ball game.
Dan Ennis to kick the point after here. Find themselves within 8 if this one's successful. 64-yard pass reception for a touchdown. The kick is good by Dan Ennis. Let's take a look at this again.
Hollenbach, pretty good pass protection. This time, see the pump. Pump gets people out of position, and then the man-child takes over. But you can see this even if you have bad vision. Vernon Davis is a freak. Absolute freak. Because you're not supposed to be able to be that big and run that fast. He's got soft hands. He's blocking at the point of attack. Kid's got great competitive instinct. And that's what you need, boy. Not everyone has a guy like that. And I'll tell you what, JoJo Walker has been another guy that stepped up and been fighting today. Hollenbach has been fighting. I mean, the Terrapins have had guys in there swinging, but they need some consistency. They got to play smart.
Well, they haven't been able to establish the run, and now it's almost too late.
Well, yeah.
They're down 8, and now they've got to go to their studs. They've got to find Fenner. They've got to find Walker, and as you said, they got to find Vernon Davis.
You got to find Vernon Davis. I mean, when Mario Merrillsley was caveman by that blitzing backer for West Virginia, told me all I needed to see. I mean, you can't have anybody dominate you like that at home when you're trailing. And so Friedman basically took the ball out of his hands. I don't blame him. You got to go to the guys that want to compete. Now, Maryland has found those guys. Unfortunately for them, the guys in the blue helmets are loaded with competitors as well.
Chris Roberts to kick it off. Fumble on the play. Maryland's recovered. The Maryland Terrapins have picked it up. They scored in 19 they pick up a fumble. Fumble recovery by Wesley Jefferson. Antonio Lewis was the ball carrier, and he had the ball jarred loose at the 26-yard line. And all of a sudden, just like that, in 19 seconds, the complexion of this game changes terrific.
Well, they had to score quick. Tell you what, contact does some strange things. I heard the hit here from the press box. There it is. Jefferson with the hit, and you know that Coach Rodriguez and his entire staff told all those guys before, hold on. The only way they can get to you now is if you give them the football.
Like Danny Oquendo covered up on it. 1st and 10 now. Maryland in excellent field position at the West Virginia 27-yard line. First turnover by the Mountaineers today.
No, I go with the football.
Blitz is on. Hit as he threw. Incomplete. Lucky to get rid of that one because I tell you, Kevin McClee, the junior from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, was about to eat Sam Hollenbach alive.
West Virginia has found a way to get pressure on the quarterback. They've had real nice, even out of their scheme, they found a way to get the right guy in Hollenbach's face.
And they keep West Virginia's defense out here on the field. Melendez split wide out to the right side. The slot is Walker. Wide out to the left is Spinner. Vernon Davis, the wing back to the right. Hollenbach will keep on first down. Gets it down inside, close to the 20 on the second down play. It'll be a pickup of the 7 yards.
Well, Sam has shown in this ball game he's not shy. He'll take off. This is a designed quarterback draw. This time, watch him. He tucks it. Just got that helmet knocked off again. There's some hitting going on there, buddy. Mike Hogwood has earplugs in his ears for this ball game.
3rd down and 3. It's loud. 52,000 plus here at Byrd Stadium, and they're seeing a whale of a football game. Hollenbach back to throw. Blitz is on, but it's picked up. Hollenbach trying to throw. It's complete to Fenner. Marked down at the 11-yard line. He's got the first down.
That was a major league throw there, folks. I'll tell you that. Beauty about offense is so dependent. You need everybody to do their job. You get a nice block at the point of attack. Hollenbach with a razor-sharp throw. The catch held on, and Fenner, when you miss a game, you come back, still have keen concentration. Big play for the Terrapins.
Shot a couple of big balls today. Split wide out to the left. Hand off Lance Ball. And not much there. Somebody lost a shoe.
44, Lance Ball on the carry.
And the tackle made inside by Keelan Dykes, sophomore from Youngstown, Ohio. Let's see who lost the shoe.
2nd and 10 for the 12.
Shoe on that one, yeah.
Oh, that's Donnie Woods, the left guard. Sophomore from Dade City, Florida. A little equipment problem there.
May have to play barefooted, buddy. You can't afford to give up a timeout at this point in the game.
Nope.
You tell you what, Ernest Hunter, Craig Wilson, along with Dykes, have been stout in the middle for the Mountaineers.
3-4, 3-3-5 alignment is the pass. Hollenbach complete to Walker. Walker, touchdown Maryland. And it's a 2-point game, and Maryland will be going for the top.
When in doubt, go to a playmaker. And JoJo Walker, along with Vernon Davis, and now Fenner stepped in there. But the trigger man, Hollenbach, this was a dangerous throw. I guarantee you Ralph Friedgen's heart stopped for a moment, but it got there. And JoJo made a move, and the Turtles are now back in the thick of it.
They've scored twice in 1 minute and 58 seconds to turn this ball game around. And a successful play here will give us a new ball game at 21. Vernon Davis comes back in motion. Hollenbach looking his way. Fires, pass out of the end zone, incomplete. West Virginia holds on to the lead, 21-19. But Maryland has said the day's not over yet. The pass to Walker for 6. And that's where we are right now at College Park. Closed captioning for today's telecast provided by S&K, America's Men's Store, and the wardrobe supplier for our Jefferson Pilot Sports broadcast crew. Well, we went 35 minutes with only 6 points. We've had 20 points scored in the last 2:17. The last 13 by Maryland. West Virginia with the ball. This is Rivers headed upfield. You hold your breath on every carry now up over the 27-yard line. Well, our Suzuki Walk-On Way of Life featured player salutes David Holloway, the junior linebacker. Walk-on in 2002. An Iron Turf, highest strength index among linebackers, and he has a good pedigree to boot. His father's Brian Holloway, NFL All-Pro with New England and the Los Angeles Raiders. And his uncle, or actually his grandfather, is Johnny Pie McKenzie, who was a star from the NHL, old NHL Boston Bruins day.
Yeah, his old man's an excellent player, one of the nation's foremost motivational speakers, and a good guy.
1st and 10, West Virginia. Here's the reverse, Darius Reynaud. Turns the corner and runs over a Maryland defender to the first down. That is Kershaw to bring him down at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 10, actually 11 on the play. Here's Darius Reynaud, and here's the play again.
Getting the Mountaineers, they make you think, boy. If you're lazy, they're going to eat you up because they force you to keep your thinking cap on, and they break tackles. Every guy that touches the ball for the Mountaineers has the ability to make you miss.
Shallow.
Run over you, excuse me, big fullback.
That's right. He had 53 yards in the last drive. Here's Matt White, bounces outside. Nice yardage there. He's on his way. Varner catches him, and I mean catches him because White dragged him down to the 29-yard line. A 33-yard run by Pat White.
Now White gets the credit for it, but Dorrell J-Lo, the wide receiver right at the top of your screen, that's the difference, folks. If your wide receivers block, you can have a big-time running game. And that's a good football player, Josh Wilson, who we tied up, but he got the job done. That's the difference between winning and losing.
That's Darrell Jallo. He is from Greensboro, North Carolina, with a key block there. 1st and 10 at the Maryland 29-yard line. West Virginia undunted by the score of the points by Maryland. And this is Owen Schmidt. And he's brought down by David Holloway, we just talked about a moment ago, after a 4-yard gain to the 25-yard line. Fullback has been featured today for West Virginia in this second half. Schmidt carried 53 yards on the last drive, and the drive before he scored the touchdown.
Second. No, Steve, excuse me, you need, at this point, West Virginia they have not wilted all day on offense.
No.
I mean, they've been pressing forward. It's up to Maryland right now to stop the momentum with a turnover.
Miles split wide to the top side, handoff Schmidt. Schmidt charging for the first down. Look at him put the shoulder down and go ahead with just enough yardage to move the sticks. He's down close to the 18-yard line.
Boy, this is old school here. Jason Schmidt, pile driver. Got a little crease on the left side by Travis Garnett. That's all he needed. All you have to do is give him a little seam, and he'll blow the rest up. 6'3", 245-pound sophomore.
Owen Schmidt from Fairfax. 6 runs, 80 yards. How about a 13.3 average per carry?
Work with that.
Yeah. Most tailbacks are like that. This is a fullback. White with one lone setback. Jason Gwaltney. 1st and 10 for the 19. Gwaltney with a carry. Hit by Kershaw, but again, going forward. Not many negative yard tackles for the Maryland offense.
Only been about 3. I know Holloway started the game off with one. Kershaw, DeQuell Jackson shot a gap. That was their Terrapin trademark a year ago. And again, still trying to grow these puppies into it. But Crenshaw's a senior, Jackson's a senior, Holloway a junior. We're getting down to the critical time now in the ball game. And you look at the Mountaineer offense, they haven't flinched. They've been moving forward.
2nd down and 9, 5:50 to play. Both teams have all of their timeouts left. White with play action. Good block by Gwaltney on the corner, but White is flattened. And a great play inside there, Covington, but the big yeoman work by Dre Moore, the right tackle for Maryland.
Maryland has been alternating the defensive linemen, trying to keep guys fresh. Dre Moore he's a big one. There you see DeQuell Jackson scrapes down the line. That's a lot of mass there, buddy.
6 plays, all of them runs, 58 yards. West Virginia moving at a 9.7 clip. 5:07 left to go. 3rd down and 7. West Virginia by 2. Handoff. Here is Gwaltney. Won't go down. Now he will, but he's in the end zone. Touchdown, West Virginia.
Oh, brother. What a run.
16 yards and a second score of the day by the true freshman from North Babylon, New York. And what could be the deciding score of this game.
And I hate to keep spinning the record, folks, but it's what you do after the initial contact that counts. Now watch it. Square up the pads. There's the hit. Now he's rumbling. The D-back is down, and he's rolling to pay dirt. Big-time run by another Mountaineer running back.
Jason Gwaltney with the kick. McAfee with a point after kick, and it is good. And with 4:56 left to play, West Virginia, undaunted by Maryland's 2 quick scores, takes the ball and drives it down the Terrapins' throat for a big score by Jason Gwaltney.
Boy, I love this. Is smash mouth football. That was a major league hit, but no lockup. And Gwaltney shows you here, buddy, this is a freshman and a sophomore going to school, old school that is, and toughness. See the balance, the strength, getting in the end zone. And you know the most important part about it? A young football team for the Mountaineers, they didn't go in the tank over the fumble and the score. They didn't. And that's a credit to Coach Rodriguez and his staff. Kept the kids positive.
7 plays, 73 yards. Gwaltney the 15-yard run, but a couple of big runs by Schmidt. All 73 yards on the ground. And West Virginia answered. We talked with Rich Rodriguez earlier in the week, and I asked him, I said, what did the Syracuse win in hostile territory tell you about your young team? He said it's their ability to just block out all of those things, pay attention to detail, stay on mission, and win. And that's what they did. They spotted Syracuse an early score, then came back and scored 15 unanswered points and beat the Orangemen. And that got their season rolling off with
At the Carrier Dome.
Yeah.
You know, that's a wild place. But this is I mean, if you love the game, I mean, I know we split down the middle, Maryland fans, West Virginia fans, but if you just love the game, you just have you look at this and say, this game was anybody's game for 3/4 of it. And then West Virginia decided to move ahead. Then the Turtles show some guts. They jump back in it, and the poise of the Mountaineers to get a score. And we still got enough time now. You know, if Maryland can get the ball in the hands of the playmakers.
But they need 2 scores to get it done.
We've seen this done before. Oh, yeah, remember?
McAfee kicks it deep. Once again, boy, that is 3 straight kicks that McAfee has had.
It's a weapon.
That's right, that Maryland has not been able to return. Now, next week on many of these same stations, we've got a choice of 2. Well, just tune into your local listings to see which game is playing in your area. Boston College playing today against Florida State. They travel to Death Valley to take on Clemson. And then North Carolina and North Carolina State from Raleigh. One of those 2 games you will see. Check your local listings for the game that will be shown in your area. Doc and I will be at Clemson.
Don't tell them what Hogwood will be, because then we'll lose all the viewers.
That's right.
Yeah, don't do that.
First and 10. Maryland at their own 20. Hollenbach to throw. Pass is complete. Derek Fenner. And he's got the first down at the 31-yard line. And Fenner, who sat out a week ago because of a concussion, has found himself one of the favored receivers for Sam Hollenbach this afternoon. 5 catches, 32 yards. Sets up first and 10 at the 31. But Maryland with no time to spare. They need 2 scores. Hollenbach. Pass complete. Fenner again. Dodges 2 tacklers. And finally, he's brought down by D. McCann. A 14-yard gain, moves the chains again.
This offense is going to have big numbers at the conclusion of this ball game, but it's when they made the plays that Coach Friedgen is going to be critical of his team, because early on, this wasn't happening. And now they finally gotten to that rhythm.
Hollenbach stands in the pocket, has the pass complete. Oh, Mike Lorello laid out JoJo Walker, shy of the first down, but it's a 7-yard gain. to the West Virginia 48-yard line.
Another one of those red shirt throws, buddy. I tell you what, JoJo Walker, not only does he have big play capabilities, but he's a tough guy. Because that's a hit.
Yeah.
That's a hit and some.
That's the second time he's been hit today. Yeah. Second down and 3. On him back to throw again. Gets out of the pocket. Jay Henry in pursuit. He'll tuck it under and lost the football. Still loose. West Virginia will pick it up. That's Jay Henry, and he's tackled in Maryland territory at the 30-yard line. How that ball stayed in the field of play, I'll never know. But a huge break for West Virginia as they stop the drive.
And West Virginia forced the break because of pressure. This is what they've done all afternoon, folks. They've gotten after the quarterback. Now, Sam's competing, but he tucks in the ball. Wicks puts the helmet right on the football. You know, it's hindsight. You can look back and say, well, an incompleted pass could have saved the clock. Forget about that. Sam Hollenbach competed. He tried to put the game on his back for Maryland, and that time he just met an unfriendly helmet. But give the Mountaineers a lot of credit for attack football and playing this game the way it ought to be played.
Eric Wicks put the shoulder to the football, and right now West Virginia has it to put this ball game away. Jason Waltney up over the 27-yard line. West Virginia came here the #1 rushing offense in the country at 255 yards today, or coming into today. Their last 14 plays from scrimmage have been runs. And there's the tally on the running backs this afternoon. That's
pretty
297 yards rushing. So they'll help their average and maintain their ranking as the top rushing team in NCAA 1A action. 2nd and 8. West Virginia up by 9 and in no hurry. Waltney straight ahead. Waltney a step forward as a feature back today. You like his size at 6'1", 240.
Well, find somebody on their offense who hasn't played well. You need a power magnascope. One of those, what do you call those things that shoot, look the moon?
Yeah.
You need one of those, a periscope or whatever it is, telescope, whatever. But you need something because this offense as a unit has come out, and Maryland was bringing it. They were rocking early. And these kids did not wilt. This is a tribute to these young kids out here in the blue and gold for the Mountaineers.
Got a timeout called here on the play. It's called by West Virginia, strangely enough. They want to get things organized here with 2 minutes and 32 seconds left to play here now in College Park. And on the verge of going 3-0. West Virginia had scored and gone up by a 21-6 count. But Maryland would not will it. A big pass play of 74 yards to Vernon Davis. A pass and run play. Touchdown, second of the season. And then the fumble on the ensuing kickoff. Picked up by Maryland. Another touchdown pass. Hauling back this time to JoJo Walker from 12 yards out. And Maryland all of a sudden is within reach. West Virginia comes roaring back. And that is Waltney going into the end zone to score. And it's 28-19. Jason Waltney for his second touchdown of the day. He scored the first touchdown of this game. He may have scored the last touchdown of this game.
And Maryland still has something to build on. You go back to last week's game against Clemson where they controlled the game for most of the game, but they're going to have to play smarter. And that's the thing that Ralph has been preaching and teaching the whole way, but the kids have got to buy into it.
White on the option, forced the other way. And now just goes down at the 22-yard line. Good pressure by Dre Moore of Maryland, the 6'4", 298-pound sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina. West Virginia up here by 9. Let's look at our Aaron's scoreboard involving ACC teams. Virginia stays unbeaten, 25th in the country, winning on the road at Syracuse. And in the third, it is Duke over VMI, 33-0. Good to see the Blue Devils.
Save some of those points for us.
Yeah. Get any last week.
It's a big window for Coach Roof.
Some big games coming up later on this afternoon. Miami at Clemson. Boston College gets its baptism in the ACC at home against Florida State. You've got Georgia Tech going at it tonight against Connecticut in another ACC Big East matchup. Wake Forest taking on East Carolina. Surprised to see Jim Grove's team at 0-2.
That is a big surprise for me.
And that's the next opponent for these Maryland Terrapins on the road at Wake Forest. 40-yard field goal coming up for McAfee here, with 2:22 left to go. The kick is up, and it is good. 2:18 left to play here at College Park. Insurance points for West Virginia up 31-19. Pat McAfee's third field goal of the season is the latest score for West Virginia, and he just kicked off, and for the fourth straight time kicks it out of the end zone, so no return for the Maryland Terrapins. Special thanks in the booth today, our statistician Steve Sandler, and our spotter in his first time ever in that position, Seth Perlman. Way to find a count of himself today here at College Park.
Seth's found a career.
He's found himself a caller. Hollenbach 1st and 10. Pass to the flats. It's complete to Lance Powell, and nothing doing, D. McCann says. Stops it for very little gain in the flats. Clock rolling. 2:04 left to play. Let's see it again.
Well, Maryland dug themselves quite a hole, but you got to keep fighting because you're building on next week and building the personality of your football team.
Pass to the flats this time complete. Jojo Walker, and whoa, gets unloaded upon again. That's Larry Williams, a sophomore from Highland Springs, Virginia.
He's a good special teams player, too. He's been involved in a lot of special teams plays for West Virginia.
West Virginia did it on the ground this afternoon. 302 yards, 4.9 a rush. Number 1 in the country in that category. Hollenbach to throw to Davis. It is complete. Behind the defenders, McCann brings him down with help from Mike Lorello. And it's a nice gain for the Terrapins down to the West Virginia 30-yard line. A 34-yard gain. Davis already the beneficiary of a 74-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, the guy's unstoppable. He really is money.
But Maryland has got to, as Ralph Friedgen described to us yesterday, we've got to establish the run early in the game. We know Sam Hollenbach is talented, and he's shown it today. Here's Davis again. And Davis, short gain, got out of bounds, stops the clock with 1:25 left to go. Well, Maryland's got to have 2 scores here.
It's like Donnie Woods did, a guard, getting out there to help him right at the end. You know, Ralph's just got to get enough of those guys. You know, Jojo Walker, to me, has really defined himself. You know, as a guy you can go to. Fenner bounce back for him. Davis, we know this guy, you know, he's a pure beast. And Hollenbach had one, you know, the fumble, but he's managed the game well. He needs some help, but they've got something to build on.
2nd down and 5. Hollenbach back to throw. Has a man to the flat. Oh, Banks. Or Lance Ball, actually, almost beheaded there by D. McCann.
Yeah, again, you know, I definitely have to take my man Sam out for a burger and talk to him about these red shirt throws, because your quarterback has to know where he's leading you. He's got to see that. And if it's not there, throw it away or throw it low, but you got to help. You can protect your people.
Wow, McCann laid a lick on Lance Ball.
They got to get one of these throws. It's got to be in the end zone.
3rd and 5. Hollenbach steps up, pumps once, fires incomplete for Weatherly. Mike Lorello with tight coverage. And man, Doc, you're hearing pads everywhere.
Yeah, but that's on Sam. I mean, you got to give your receiver a chance. Get the ball down so a guy can catch and run. The 3rd down situation, ball just got a little high on him, but, you know, if it were easy, buddy, there'd be a long line of people out here doing it. This is tough. It's tough to play this game at this level, and it's tough to play against a good team.
Any chance Maryland has to come back rides on this play. They have 1:14. They have 2 timeouts left. They're faced with 4th down and 5. Hollenbach pumps once. Now will carry himself, and he is going to be short of the 1st down at the 22-yard line. He needed the 21, brought down at the 22, and that'll do it for Maryland. Bringing him down, Morty Ivy, redshirt freshman from Monroeville, Pennsylvania, for the West Virginia Mountaineers, who go home to Morgantown and Mountaineer Field and take on East Carolina next week.
Yeah, it's hard. Boy, you work your tail off all spring to be a good football team, and sometimes you come up a yard short.
Well, it's going to be close enough to measure. Let's see. Give up yet? But no, you can't.
He's short.
Yep, he's short.
He's short.
Our yellow line isn't lying.
But you know what? You get a couple of days to sulk and beat yourself up. You got to bounce back.
Yep, because Wake Forest is waiting for you in Winston-Salem next week.
And they hope you're pouting.
Yeah.
They hope you're still thinking about West Virginia and Clemson. Maryland has got to say, my bad, because part of it was on self-inflicted.
Yep.
Once again.
Well, you look at that drive in which West Virginia scored, and Maryland gave them an extra chance by the offsides on the 4th and 2.
That was the game. That was turning point in the ball game. But you know what, Steve? Had they not done that, maybe they wouldn't have known that they could fight back and score 2 touchdowns the way they did.
Matt White will take a knee and force Maryland to use some timeouts here with 1:01 left to go. Doesn't look like the Terrapins are going to take the bait here right now. They're down by 12, and this one seems pretty much by the boards. Maryland Terrapins losing only or on the verge of losing only their 5th game in 5 years here at Byrd Stadium. But it's been the last 3 that they played here.
That's what the guys that wear the red and white have to consider now. It's certainly not because of lack of work. These kids have worked their tails off.
West Virginia's ground game has made the statement of the day. 4.9 yards a carry, 302 yards on the day. 6 players in double figures led by a fullback, Owen Schmidt, who scored a touchdown and ran 80 yards in 6 carries. And that'll do it. Time will run out. Ralph Friedgen knows that his Terrapins have to live to fight another day. Rich Rodriguez will see the Mountaineers go 3-0 as they get ready to go back home to Morgantown, and they'll take on East Carolina next week. The 2 rivals in this heated rivalry between these 2 meet at midfield, and that's the final. It is West Virginia beating the Maryland Terrapins here in College Park. The final, the Mountaineers 31, the Terrapins 19.